Good job, Calvin.
Nicely done.
Greatly.
So now we can
Ace
see
Attorney. That is
so much.
That is amazing.
That's too much.
Yep.
I'm definitely.
All right, we're getting there. Okay.
That's pretty good.
All right. I suppose just seeing a hint of Rick's knee is okay. I think we're good.
So someone made that meme. I liked it.
I like it.
I love it because Ace Attorney is just a
White
treasure
yes,
of
nice.
a video game
Rick
community.
is just slightly in the corner in a sumo suit.
I don't know why I point like this.
That was
You're
during
pointing to
the,
two.
I know.
You're pointing to two people, maybe.
It's an upside down spider.
I don't think you were pointing at two people. I think you were just pointing fancily.
Fancily?
Yeah.
Have I ever done anything fancily?
Yeah, when you pick up a cup,
like when you jump over a mud puddle.
hold your
very
there.
fancy.
That was
See,
pretty
that's very fancy.
Yeah. Sometimes you out fancily me and you put your jacket down and let me step on it.
I do. Or no, I get on my knees and like you use me as a bridge.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking like, how does that work?
I don't know, but I love it.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was.
all right.
Damn it. Go on.
Usually we start out these things with the
Best thing of
best
the
of the week,
we normally do.
which last week for me, I mean, we had the D23 news, so
Ugh.
we went into Star Wars stuff, specifically Rise of Skywalker and the Mandalorian.
Yep.
Mandalorian, I'm still just super excited by. Rise of Skywalker, I'm also very excited by, but
Specifically, which was something that we got in mailbag this week, which we will talk about in mailbag.
yeah, we can talk about that in mailbag and maybe podcast next time.
Yeah.
But it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty
very
good.
exciting.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the same thing because I was aware of some of the rumors circulating that what might get announced.
Mhm.
So I was checking my phone every 5 minutes. And just, the Rise of Skywalker, they showed, it's basically a trailer. It was a sizzle reel, but it was basically a trailer.
It was a special look.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loved it. Yeah, and obviously The Mandalorian, loved that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't wait. It's a good time to be a fan. It's a good time to get into Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
A
of
fan of nearly anything. Like, everything is going great.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Mandalorian, someone made the poster a little better. Zoom in a little bit.
Is that Sasquatch back there?
That's me.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
going to
that's-
say.
That's you in the field.
In the field, yeah.
It does kind of look like a Sasquatch,
That's
though, doesn't
funny.
it?
Yeah, it looks like that one film where he's looking back. That's funny. Nice.
That was such a great video, of Bigfoot. You know what I mean? The one, like the most famous
that
one.
Yeah,
Looks great, yeah.
yeah. It's always funny talking to people that like really believe in Bigfoot
And
versus people that are like, because sometimes people that really believe will tell you, no, that's shit. That was such a hoax, like that specific video we're talking about, the whatever film.
I mean, I think it's people who've, they believe it and they believe it so hard that they've sifted through all the bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
I think those people, they don't just believe anything. They're careful about their beliefs, I think,
Yeah, but I think there's a big walking ape in the Northwest,
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest, which
Cryptozoology.
yeah.
That's what it is, which I always thought was really interesting, like Loch Ness Monster.
Well, that was the thing. Like when I was a kid, I got the dinosaur books from the library, and I got the crypto books from the library.
Yeah.
Mothman,
Mhm.
right across the river in West Virginia, totally real, totally.
That always
and-
seemed a lot more fake to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mothman. Yeah, it seemed like just a monster.
Well, the thing about Bigfoot, it was like I mean, I think that you should believe something when you have evidence for it, but there were giant apes, in the fossil record. Like now, Gigantopithecus, I think is called.
Yep, he's like
which is pretty much
7 feet tall.
It's pretty much Bigfoot,
Bigfoot was at WaveCon, I guess.
He was at WaveCon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other Bigfoot.
That's the only Bigfoot I believe in.
Yeah.
You're a fool, Eric.
That's funny.
No, I mean that. I used to watch those programs all the time on TV. I was obsessed with
Yeah,
it.
man, what a fool I was, because I was always like, oh shit, finding Bigfoot. Bet you this is the episode. They're gonna find him. Like I wouldn't have heard about it. It wouldn't have been on the news,
Yeah.
as soon as it happened. But no,
It'd
I
be
gotta
like
wait.
that-
I gotta wait 4 months for them to do post production. Then they'll tell us that we found
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
It'd be like that thing in Signs when they're underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
It'd be everywhere, man. The aliens with the little Mexican kids.
Yeah, I remember whenever me and Aaron were living together.
Vámonos. I love that.
When Aaron and I were living together, and he would watch his like the ghost show,
Yeah.
and like it was
Like Ghost
it,
Hunters
it
or
would start
whatever.
out like like this week on Ghost Stories, you won't believe what we find. And I'm like watching, I'm like, bet it's nothing, you know. And it's like, well, we'll be able to definitively prove if their ghosts are existing in this asylum. I bet you they won't. And Aaron like, shut up, you don't know. And the most famous one was like, we were watching one, and it's like, you know, what is that crackling sound? Do you guys hear that crackling sound? And you know, people are like, oh my god, I can hear it. And Aaron's like, what is it? What do you think it is? I'm like, I bet you it's nothing. And then they're like, you know, is this the ghost of the Sir's madam cooking bacon for him in the morning, as she was known to do? I'm like, Aaron, you think this ghost is cooking bacon for this other ghost? And he goes, I don't know, probably not.
I mean,
Those are always just a lot of
I never
fun.
really believed in ghosts, like
Yeah.
the way they were presented in like movies. Maybe
Sure.
energy left over.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like, you know, like Bigfoot, I'm like, that's just an animal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, that we haven't found.
It depends on who you talk to, because some of the people that go real deep are, you know, they have a special psychic connection with Bigfoot.
And they're heard of that ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't dug deep then.
You haven't dug deep enough.
I dug
Really
deep.
done the surface.
I dug deep when I was a kid. Like, there's guys that go out and they do mushrooms and they find Bigfoot. All right.
Yeah.
The thing
I
about-
had a conversation with Bigfoot.
It's like the
Yeah.
thing about all those ghost shows is, you know, nothing definitive can happen, because if it did, it would hit the mainstream
Exactly.
news before
Yeah.
the episode ever came out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Would be the thing. So.
because people would post it on social media.
Well, now, but not back then.
Well,
no.
that's the thing. Like a lot of,
I mean,
like-
even back then there was Facebook and stuff. It would have blown up.
yeah, true.
Calvin doesn't remember a time before Facebook.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was like to me, it was high school.
You mean MySpace?
I mean,
Like
MySpace
before
started
time?
when I was like a senior.
yeah.
Geo sites,
Yeah.
right?
What the hell is that?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
remember geosites.
Geosites.
Before MySpace, it was AOL Instant Messenger for me, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And Fracadia.
Before that, for me, was MSN Messenger,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fuck with that. I didn't have the internet at my parents' house. So I had to go to my cousin's.
Yahoo chat room. It was like the first chat room I've ever been in.
Didn't do that.
Yep. and before that, it was just you didn't have URLs. You had passwords. Like you'd put in Star Wars in the password button, and then take you to StarWars.com because
Yeah.
they thought you were too stupid to use .com.
Yeah.
For a while there,
And we were.
people were.
Yeah.
People were. They
fair.
didn't understand. Like, oh, this is like a doorway. I need a password to go through a doorway.
Like
Oh.
you could do password Nick and go to Nickelodeon.com because they know kids can't spell Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
No, those were great.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I mean, they sound it out for you. They make it as easy as they can.
Yeah.
Eric, I thought you were about to go in a conversation about cell phones and the prevalence of cell phones and the decline of supposed sightings
Reportings of
Yeah.
supernatural or you
Yeah.
know, crazy events.
of
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is true.
That is a thing.
You know something to say about
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Most,
remember
you know,
just-
like
I remember talking.
eyewitness testimony is, you know, far worse than a photo, you know, but photos can also be faked.
Yeah.
Video can be faked. I mean, you know, there's videos all the time of like a guy that will set out to do like a UFO video. It gets a lot of traction on social media. It's on news in other countries and stuff. And then he puts out a video saying how he made it, you know, just to kind of like rub it into him. A little
I remember
bit,
like
but-
the History Channel did like we found dragons. Dragons are real, and here's like the thing about it. And then at the end of it, they're like, oh no, it's all fake.
Yeah, I know, right? But you got to be entertaining. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the ghost shows, like, even though I was mocking them beside Aaron, you kind of go into it, and I don't want to offend you, Rick, but you kind of go into it in a way that, like, I was, and I had fun doing it, like you do wrestling.
Sure.
When you know that none of this stuff is real, but it's kind of funny to see this guy with the camera strapped in his face going, what do you think that is? You think it's a window opener, or you think it's a ghost? You know, like that kind of thing.
I never ever found that shit interesting at
Yeah,
all.
I
honestly.
mean, it can be fun to like to watch it with somebody that really.
thought it
finds
felt fake.
interesting.
Like the
Yeah.
difference is,
I like-
But there's people that do that with wrestling as well.
I liked Ghost Facers.
Ghost
that-
facers.
Ghost facers.
Ghost
Facers.
Ghost Facers was great for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the difference is like with WWE though, there's like pageantry and production value,
Yeah.
whereas those ghost shows have zero of that.
True.
Yeah, that is
I
true
mean,
also.
Like there can be like somebody that's just amazing at doing promos or getting a crowd going or being an amazing heel.
And in wrestling, sometimes it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Like-
these characters really don't like each other.
Like sometimes, what do they call it whenever like a wrestler's going a little too far?
shoot.
A shoot. They got to give them a little bit of a reality check, so they'll do a real hard slap
receipt.
sometimes. A receipt. That's what you're talking. That's
Yeah.
what it is. So I slapped him, slapped the shit out of him that time, and he's like, "All right, man, I won't go so hard." But yeah, when it comes like the ghost stuff and stuff like that, I mean, I think that they're fun, but yeah.
Yeah. It's harmless fun as long as like you're not going to someone to pay to talk to like your dead mom.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
when
that.
it gets a little squirrely.
Yeah,
Or like
dude,
mediums that will call in to, somebody will put out a missing, like my child is missing, an Amber Alert, all right? And they've been missing for 10 days. And that's when the mediums come in and start saying, hey, for only a couple $100, I can tell you exactly where they are right now. Or, hey, I looked and they're dead, Like, there's a couple famous mediums that gone down that way where they say, they're surrounded by water and they're dead. I'm sorry. And then 10 years later, they're found
Imagine
alive,
the balls it takes. Or they're just delusional and they really believe it.
There's people that are self-delusioned to do that, yeah.
But like, if you weren't,
I know.
just the balls of making that gamble.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's
It lies so big.
probably going to be
There's something,
proven, right?
yeah, and there's something like fun, but also like you almost feel bad when they're just caught in a lie. Like there's an investigative reporter that was working on a medium where they just created a fake life for themselves and published it on different websites so that Google would find it. They said, hey, this is my name. I'd like to meet you tomorrow. I was like, okay. And then that person came and sensed all of the information they set up on Google the day before.
Yeah. I never
And they're
feel
like,
bad. I relish it.
yeah, they're like, I'm missing my son. Like, can you find this person? They show the picture and they're like, yes, I can see him now. He's doing this. And they're like, all right, well, and that picture, that guy's right back here in the booth beside us. And he's like, hey, it's kind of like, it's an uncomfortable feeling where you're like, I feel bad, but they deserve me. They deserve this.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
Thing,
Exactly.
It's a
Tarred and
charlatan.
feathered.
Like, seriously.
I mean, it's a different form of confidence
yeah.
abuse.
Yeah.
Telling someone that you know something and getting them to pay you for it, so that then you can give them this false sense of relief or knowledge.
At least Reagan gives massages, does
Yes,
Photoshop
Mob
work.
Psycho.
He earns
Yeah.
his money.
He does.
It would
He
be.
really does.
Yeah, I love how he puts it. What's the word that he used? Irresponsible
It would
to
be
do otherwise. Yeah.
irresponsible. Yeah.
So
I
favorite
know.
things of the week.
I like the conversation about ghosts.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Definitely the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, D23
Just-
stuff was awesome. I really liked that we started doing like more just conversation videos and putting
Me
them on the
too,
channel.
yeah.
Talk whenever there's like a breaking news and it's not a podcast, just kind of throwing them on there.
Yeah.
Was nice. And then also we took little segments from the podcast because we love everybody that listens to the podcast, watches live at twitch.tv/blindwave. But of our how many thousand subscribers? 330. Well, 430. 430,000 subscribers.
Selling it short.
Not everybody watches.
Underselling.
Not everybody watches a 2-hour podcast, but a
No.
lot of people might watch 10 minutes of us talking about the Obi-Wan stuff
Or
from
porn.
last podcast.
Yeah.
Or porn, which surprisingly did very well.
I said it was.
It's clickbait.
It was getting
I
more
hate it.
views over Obi-Wan and over Spider-Man for a little bit, and then they took off. But I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, we started doing that kind of stuff, and I had a good time doing that and
Yeah, those were fun.
seeing the response of people had.
And for some of that stuff, we just have those conversations off camera
We did.
Yeah.
a lot of times.
A lot of
And then
times.
To the point where we're in the middle of a conversation, realizing it's good, and we're like, we should shut the fuck up, wait for podcasts.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I'm walking around like wanting to talk to Eric about something. Like, I better wait till later.
Yeah,
And then Aaron says, "No, we do this tomorrow." And I'm like, Jesus, really?
yeah.
Well, I guess I have maybe two favorite things of the week.
Yeah.
One, we got sent in mailbag the Highlander anime movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
That
I-
was a couple weeks ago,
I
right?
watched it and it was incredible. It was one of my favorite movies I've seen probably this year.
Yeah?
Wow.
Better than Ninja Turtles versus Batman?
Ninja Turtle vs. Batman was really good. But this,
He did say one of them.
Yeah, I know.
like it wasn't a perfect movie or anything, but it had some really very super interesting ideas about like what it would be like to be immortal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have seen the Highlander movies. at all.
I've seen
Yeah.
several of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the basic premise is there's a select group of people that are immortal and they can only be killed by getting their head cut off. If you do that, then the quickening happens and you absorb all their power.
Yes.
Basically. And once there's only one left, they get like the ultimate wish, basically. But this movie also showed like maybe they're not the only ones that can live forever. Maybe humans can live forever in a different way and kind of dealing with their afterlife.
Oh, okay.
And the action scenes were just incredible and gruesome and violent like 90s anime was. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Zero Queen music, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But
yeah.
other than that, a really good time, and I very much recommend it. My second favorite thing, which wouldn't seem like it would be because it was outside, but my dad had to go to the hospital because his spleen ruptured.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a wood-burning stove, so he can't do firewood now.
Yeah.
And this big tree fell down at one of Dad's acquaintances' friend's house. It was a huge, giant tree. And so a bunch of us went out there to cut it and to split it and to hull it, do all those kind of things. And just, it's a really good form of exercise that also is productive. Like it's in goal.
It's teamwork. It's goal oriented,
and
it's picking up heavy weight.
Makes you feel like a man.
It definitely does.
Out there sweating with other men, fighting
Yeah.
against nature. These big giant trees.
It's cool.
My uncle fell out of a tree, a completely separate tree than the one we were chopping up. He climbed up with his iron spikes in order to trim some branches, and one of the branches came off and knocked his legs out, so the spike came out, and he had the chainsaw in one hand, and the only thing going through his mind was, I just got to be mindful of that chainsaw. So he just held on to it as he slid down, trying to grab onto the tree with his elbows. He looked like ground beef afterwards. It was terrible.
Yeah.
We were throwing rubbing alcohol on him like a priest
It
with holy water.
How high up was he?
20 feet.
20 feet.
That
That's
sucks.
But he was still like belted to it.
Yeah.
So his fall was pretty slow.
Okay.
But he got a lot of bumps and bruises and scrapes.
Yeah.
See, we had a.
Thankfully, it wasn't worse.
Yeah, depending on like the size of the actual branch, we had one of those things that were like, it was like a little tiny chainsaw
At the end of a
long
stick.
pole,
Oh yeah.
and you run.
Yeah,
You take off.
It'd fall.
Yeah.
I
used to
used
use it all the
those as
time.
well, but he just
Yeah.
decided to climb up there. And
Yeah, gotta be careful with those, man.
Shane.
Definitely the Star Wars stuff. D23 is great. I'm going through Star Wars right now with some people. One who hasn't seen it before ever, my buddy, and he's more into it than I thought he'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What like how are you introducing it to him? Like what order?
4 and 5.
Sorry, with 4 and
4
5.
and 5,
Yeah.
and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, then
Yeah.
6, and then 7, 8, 9, or then
Okay.
7 and 8.
Sure. Okay, cool.
So where are you putting Rogue One and Solo into that?
and the Clone Wars.
I'm waiting for later for those. You know, like I don't want to throw so much at any of at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Some of those stories, like I feel like Rogue One is better enjoyed after the fact, where you kind of know where it's going, but
Yeah.
you still get the experience of the story from.
I don't know that this
different
is true
perspective.
yet, but I feel like Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3 would be better after the Clone Wars.
Yeah, there's a great series of articles I shared years and years and years ago of this journalist that his kids had only ever seen Clone Wars. So they knew who Anakin was, they knew Obi-Wan, and they were their heroes, they knew Ahsoka. And then he showed them Episode 4. And they're like, oh, Obi-Wan, we know Obi-Wan. He's like, Anakin, oh yeah. And then he's like, your father's dead. And they're like, what happened to Anakin? And like a guy named Darth Vader killed him. Like, oh, I hate Darth Vader. I hate this guy, And they show up, and then he takes out Obi-Wan. They're like, I hate him. And then he shows them Episode 5, and the reveal hits them harder than any kid in the 70s. Because in the 70s, you're like, oh, man, is he lying? Or what's going to happen next? But these kids are devastated.
Their entire childhood was Anakin and Obi-Wan.
And he's like, it's complete. It's like what I had as a kid, except to the max, because they say it's complete denial at first, and then they have to accept it. And then they go back and watch the prequels, and they are left with the, like, is he lying? Maybe he's lying. And they see Episode 1, they see Episode 2, and they see Episode 3, and they're devastated. And it's kind of like a lesson to show that, like, even a hero like Anakin can fall if he makes the wrong decisions.
And rise again.
Yeah, and then you get like a perfect little, that's why I've always liked that order of things, because you get 4 and 5, which keeps the intrigue and the questions and stuff. You go back for context 1, 2, and 3, and then in 3, you get the Luke and Leia reveal before you get it in 6.
Yeah.
So you actually know it before it happens in 6, and that's one of the only things that it kind of like messes up in terms of like original viewing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But 6 had such a great like little.
Well, it wasn't one of the best reveals ever.
Yeah, I know. But 6 also has like a great little like reintroduction to your characters, because you have R2 and 3PO.
Yeah.
You have Leia, and she's trying to get Han. And then Luke comes in striding, and you're like, oh man.
He's like he's dark side.
And and like I just saw Anakin Skywalker fall. And Luke just came in here and he's choking pigs and he's wearing black, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen, So
Yeah.
Like, it's a great order, and I just loved seeing it through the viewpoint of the kids that the Clone Wars was Star Wars, and then they learned after the fact, like, what Star Wars really is, you know? So there's just a really, really cool thing that, like, in my opinion, like, it helps, like, you know, it's kind of like reaction videos. Just like, I didn't get to see it through that way, you know? Whether it's because I saw a spoiler for a show and I didn't really react this way, but these guys that are reacting to something, they didn't know anything, so they get to react purely.
I got so many friends who, like, I want them to get into Clone Wars. Like, some of my friends now who I'm taking through Star Wars, and, like, I want to tell them, like, you know, Clone Wars is literally some of the best Star Wars content out there, but they just don't want to get into it because it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's such a good cartoon. You know what I mean?
I mean, how many times, Rick, have you said, like, as per watching an episode, you're like, this is some of the best Star Wars, period?
Yeah.
It's,
Like, the
regardless
invasion
of it being,
Camino thing with 99 and stuff, like, that was just so good.
well, yeah, and just it gets better and better. You guys are halfway through.
Oh my gosh, and we're on the cusp of some great shit.
Yeah, I know. Fuck this podcast. Go watch these last 2 episodes right now. Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, so
I just can't wait till 9. Like, you know, the thing is, I'm just so confident when because they're loving the current stuff.
yeah.
I'm just when we get into 7 and 8, like, it's just obviously more modern.
Yeah.
There's so much great stuff. Like, I think anyone can love 7 and 8. Like, yeah, I can't wait to get into those.
No, I agree. You know, like, you know, bringing new people into the fandom too, like, you feel like a certain responsibility. Like, you want to show them
exactly.
the right order.
Like, I have a friend who didn't like any of them, and then he watched 7 and Rogue One, and he was like, "Dude, this shit's awesome."
Sure.
And then he went back and watched 4, and he thought it was old. But then I'm like, "You got to watch 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8." And then he did it all over again. He's like, "Okay, now I get it."
It's generally called the Machete Order, right? Except the Machete Order takes out Episode 1, which I don't think you should do.
No,
I don't.
no.
It's just a fun movie, you know?
Yeah.
But for me, I know we will have those conversations. You guys got to make sure that right now we just recorded a commentary to Episode 5.
Yeah.
And it looks like Episode 6 is going to be coming up next, so... we'll have the conversation about the prequels, and those would be a lot of fun, I think, because we do have some disagreements there, as opposed to just general kind of loving original stuff. But we got Episode 9 coming up in December. Rick still has not seen Episode 7 or 8, so that would be great to be able to put those on the movie reaction poll very soon, so that you can see Episode 9 with us, because you said you've only ever seen one other Star Wars movie in theaters, except for Solo, of course.
Yeah. Mom and I went and saw Episode 2 in the movie theaters, and then we went home and we threw out all of our Star Wars DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, and I'm sorry you were indoctrinated.
No, I'm kidding. We didn't do that.
Then we went looking for Bigfoot.
You know what's weird?
That was the only one I saw.
Sure,
Yeah.
I get you.
What's weird is because I know those movies are like, the only thing imperfect to me is George's decision to make some of the dialogue like really accessible to 5-year-olds. Like,
Well,
he
of course,
wanted this Shakespearean type like performance out of everybody, where they're
Yeah.
but
Well,
and
it's-
instead of going for like the original trilogy, what he did was he made. Well, it wasn't him. It was other people around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
They were doing a more of a contemporary dialogue, and then he wanted the old movies that are a tragedy, and not tragedy as a comedy, Rick.
Yeah.
But they were a tragedy. He wanted to feel like this Greek tragedy.
Well, he also does this thing where he looks at the things that he likes and he tries to make something new, specifically for children. You know, for young boys is what he had said back in the day.
Yeah.
But like he's like you know, the Hidden Fortress, Buck Rogers. You know,
Yep.
like he gets those feelings, and then you have like as we see in the
I wouldn't
Clone
say
Wars.
the Hidden Fortress are for kids.
No, I wouldn't. But in terms of like, things that he likes and then making a show about them or a movie about
Yeah.
them. And then as we've watched Clone Wars, we've seen these things like, he just did a Godzilla episode. Or he just did Seven Samurai. You know?
Godzilla
Yeah.
Beast.
Like,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, whether, because I don't think anybody's like a fan of the dialogue of like Padme and Anakin.
No.
But what he's going for is old Hollywood romance,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
had dialogue like that.
It's lost on some people.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
definitely.
I'm not saying,
he should
like,
have had
it's-
someone being like, "Hey, reel it back a little bit,"
Like, it's not lost on me. I don't love it, but it's not
Sure.
lost on me. And like
Yeah.
now I'm old enough to where I love those movies so much. I can
Sure.
make fun of that stuff
of
and
course,
still love it. You
Which
know what I mean?
you can't love everything so much that you can't make fun of it a little bit. I mean, everything I love, I make fun of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like honestly, like Natalie Portman has won more acting awards than I think anyone in any of the movies.
Sure.
Ewan McGregor's won a bunch, and actually Hayden Christensen, who got a lot of people thought his performances wouldn't. He has like a ton of acting awards for like Shattered Glass and all those movies. Life as a House, which I fucking love, makes me cry.
I mean, George is just like anybody or anything else. They have strengths, they have weaknesses. He tries to play towards his strengths, but when he doesn't have a whole lot of people that will say no, he'll also show his weakness as well. So
Yeah.
it's fine. But I mean, I don't think anybody can deny like the pure world building and the prequels and like what it's set up and what
it's unbelievable.
it's still happening.
Well, if you look at the Clone Wars with he had Dave Filoni, just what he was trying to say
Yeah.
over 7 seasons was said so well.
6, I think.
Or 6 seasons? Yeah. It was said so goddamn well.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Watch the Clone Wars, basically.
Yeah, watch the Clone Wars. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And, it's a good thing for like kids to watch too. I mean, to be
my
fair,
son loves it, yeah.
To be fair, it's not immature. Like, I love Star Wars Resistance. Like, I grew to love the characters.
Yeah.
But it, and to a lesser degree, Rebels, had kids in mind in the sense where, like, it doesn't show much, like, a lot of violence, There's not, like, a lot of gruesome injury or too much, like seriousness, even though, like, characters are obviously dying or, a soldier, a stormtrooper, something is dying, yes.
But it's not graphic.
However, in Clone Wars, you see a lot of it.
You see a lot.
Yeah.
Because George is like, kids will get this, Like, even, like, sometimes it has very slow political maneuverings and stuff. Like, kids still enjoy it,
Yeah.
You gotta trust them a little bit.
Yeah, no. It's a mature show. It trusts the audience, trusts the kids. Like, as an adult, I love it so much. It's weird,
Yeah.
It's weird that he trusted kids in that, but not for the dialogue in episode 2.
I just think in 2, he was, like you said, he was trying to do this Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
He wanted the Shakespearean dialogue where it's like, I'm so in love with you,
Yeah.
For 5-year-olds would.
He was going for like a Shakespearean thing, an old Hollywood thing, and almost like a fairy tale, like, star-crossed lovers in the galactic thing, and it's like he's not going for much subtlety there,
No.
Like, I mean, this guy's riding a giant tick in a beautiful field. There's a bunch of water, like, he wasn't going there like, people are gonna eat this shit up. He's like, this is a theme. And while if I were on set being like, hey man, it's a little heavy, he'd be like, you're fired and I'm gonna ruin you. And he would, and I'd love it. But anyway, I'm obviously, I don't think that those movies are perfect, but I also don't think they're like as shit as everybody used to call them.
Well,
Though
it's
there's
funny.
been a huge turnaround.
The narrative
in terms
has
of
really
Yeah.
turned around.
I know, validation, sweet validation.
Well, what I hate is like some of like our people, like these prequel lovers, are they're hating on the new stuff.
Yeah.
And the new stuff is, I think, objectively really good.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
the circle is complete, man. This
Well-
stuff rhymes. It always comes back.
Yeah, I just love all of it for the most part.
I don't know that the prequel haters have been converted so much as, like, when you hate something, you hate it and then you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you love it, you're gonna love it forever.
See, the best example of this is prequel memes, okay? Which I'm not saying just in general. I'm saying as a community.
Mm-hmm.
People that hated the prequels started, like, going and getting, like, little, like, lines and memes and stuff like that so they can make jokes. Then they ran out of jokes with that material, so they had to go back and keep doing it. And they ended up watching the movie 20 times. And then suddenly they turn around and realize, I really like this. And then prequel memes turned from like a thing where you could kind of make fun of the prequels or, have a social commentary using the meme format, turned into just people loving the prequels. And that turned into the amazing response of Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series.
Is it loving it like I love The Room?
You know what? No.
It's not that.
It's not that, because The Room is bad, and that's
Yeah.
why you love it. Because some people just think that it's bad, even though they love parts. I mean, I don't think anybody is going to say, Duel of the Fates wasn't that great. I mean, there's some fucking, people that think that they're martial arts experts saying that, like, oh, yeah, here's why this wouldn't work. I'm like, oh, yeah.
You're shaking.
Here's why. Yeah, the space-powered monks that can see the future. That's why they didn't do that. There's that kind of thing. But, I mean, everybody loves Duel of the Fates. You love Duel of the Fates, right?
Of course.
Of course. You can't deny that.
Well, even like
you know?
Jon Favreau, who was very critical of the prequels. He's kind of really turned around.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
The more he's watched them and the more he's been around Dave Filoni.
You got to talk to Dave Filoni about this shit,
Well,
man.
I have a lot of friends who didn't like him.
Yeah.
We'll get
They
him
didn't
on the
like 1 and
podcast.
2, and then they loved 3.
But I also don't want to say that if you don't like the prequels, you're wrong or something like that. Because I used to say that, and that's an incorrect thing to say. Because you can still absolutely adore the original trilogy and not like the prequels, and you're a Star Wars fan. You could hate the sequels, love the prequels, be mixed on the original trilogy, and you're a Star Wars fan. No one can tell somebody else what makes them a Star Wars fan. It's just that, you know, if they come to me and say, hey, here's why you should also hate the prequels, we're going to have a discussion, Rick.
Yeah.
We're gonna
No, I
It'll
get
be
you.
fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you
just to
can't
put that out
You
there.
can't argue opinion.
No, you
on-
can't gatekeep that, you
Yeah.
know? It's the no true Scotsman fallacy. And I'm not a Scotsman.
I work killed.
You did. Yeah. I know a Scotsman that slaps Aaron every week.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we can't do that.
Nope.
Nope.
Who's the next one of us to be bald?
Well, Calvin has it genetically.
Sure as hell ain't me. Say that.
Yeah, but it's still growing strong.
Yep, it's still good for now.
I would say Calvin.
Doesn't it
Maybe.
skip a generation? I've heard that
There's
before.
so much
Well,
crap out
and-
there. I don't know if they
And that's
fucking
the
know.
problem, Eric.
Both
Yeah.
of my grandfathers
They
were
used to
bald.
think they used to think it came from the, they used to think it came from the girl's side, and then
Yeah.
said it came from the boy's side.
Sure.
And they say, oh, it's both. It depends which gene gets activated.
Like my dad has a full head of hair. His dad had a full head of hair. I don't know his dad. Both my grandpas were Native American with long black hair for their entire lives, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Not their entire lives.
My
but
mom is from a General Santos region where no one was bald.
Sure.
Yeah.
A paradise.
Yeah, it was a bald paradise. You know what I mean?
Calvin, would you rather lose your hair or your eyesight to the point where you always have to wear glasses?
That's a good question.
I think I would probably rather lose my eyesight.
I think everyone's going to eventually have to wear glasses. Is the thing.
Yeah.
I think I would probably prefer to lose my hair.
Well, you could always just wear contacts
Yeah. What the fuck?
You could always just wear a wig.
or get LASIK surgery.
I mean, yeah, that's true. You could always just get like implants or wear a
Yeah.
wig or something like that.
That's harder. Though,
Don't
than
get
wearing
implants.
glasses.
No, don't do that. You gotta be careful with those, man. Because
No, I know.
it has- you know,
I mean,
who
technology
was
is advancing by leaps and bounds.
Who was
but
it that said, like, you know, I got implants, they had scars all over their heads because of it, and they ended up just shaving everything. But I got implants, or I got plugs,
Yeah.
and it's like taking healthy people and moving them to a polluted, toxic swamp. It ain't gonna work. All right, they'll die. They'll die, and then everything's dead.
I heard hair transplants like now works pretty well.
Yeah.
As opposed to 10 years ago.
I think it's a good selling point, but I haven't. Like,
I think Bill Burr was talking about his pot. He's like, yeah, fuck, years ago you
Yeah.
didn't want to get them. Now they're great.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what he said. I mean, I don't know anyone who's gotten them.
I mean, Bill
I
Burr
don't-
is still
not
bald
one.
though, isn't he?
Yeah, because he just makes fun of the people who gets plant. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know. I'm sure, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you know, I don't want to be the first in the new, like,
Yeah, exactly.
plug wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they start sending people to Mars, I'm gonna wait until like 10,000 people have gone, then I'll go. You know what I'm saying?
I would definitely
I'd buy a console day one.
Yeah, I would definitely be like, if I could have a car that drove itself everywhere and I was the first one to do it, I would be the first one to do it.
Sure.
That's because you don't know where anything is.
That's part of the
For
problem.
some
That's
things,
not-
yeah, for some things.
That's not necessarily like a causality of why you chose that though, or why you would want to be the first person. Like
But that is one of the things
a
that
self-driving
I could choose.
car, there's a lot of things in there that is possibly more dangerous to you than your own driving or getting lost.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Is I would gladly accept those risks for the benefits that it would give me.
Just get a GPS, man. Use them.
Sometimes they say bear right and then turn right and vice versa. Dude, it's fucking
There's
bullshit.
Google Maps is actually
Google
rolled-
Maps is probably one of the best.
It's
right
great,
now.
but it's also rolled out this new update. I don't think it's in America yet, but some guy was using it to go through Vietnam. And you have the Google Maps where you can just look at it on your phone like this. But when you go up like this, it goes into AR, augmented reality, and you can look and actually it will point at the street and highlight the street. This is just for walking, not for driving right
Yeah.
now. But like you can like look around and it's like that street, go down that one. Here's the walkway. Here's this. It's pretty crazy.
They need to
Yeah,
do that for
it's
like
really
your
awesome.
for your windshield. Like it tracks your eyes.
Yeah, that
And
would
then
be
like
cool.
yeah.
Well, there's
HoloLens with my Xbox.
there's heads-up display cars. They actually project your dash onto the lower portion of your windscreen,
Yeah.
so that you can see all of your dials and needles and stuff like that. And they also have GPS projectors and stuff
Yeah.
in them as well.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So they are getting there as far as having like the full windscreen augmented reality, like pointing
Yeah.
at a street sign, like drive towards there.
Yeah.
I don't think they're quite there
I want
yet,
to bring this up
but
because
they're working on it.
we're getting farther from the subject. I'm balding.
Yes. Get back.
Okay, so Gus started going like Gus's whole all the males are bald, and Gus started going like his hairline started receding when he was like a junior.
Yeah, in high
And
school.
they say everyone's hairline starts receding at 14 and then it stops.
Yeah.
Okay, but he was slowly going bald, and then we had a friend I can't say his name, but we always made fun of him for going bald. Well, that friend started going bald and went completely bald before Gus reached the baldness he's at now. So just like, what if Calvin just started going bald next year and
Like
got
way
more
faster than Aaron's
got more
rate?
got more bald than Aaron? You know what I mean?
Well, then I would be bald, but
Yeah.
he would still be balding.
You would.
Yeah.
We just ignore it.
So when
and
you-
Aaron's
yeah.
like, what about Calvin? And we're just like, no, it's you, man. Calvin's fine. Look at him.
when do you stop calling someone balding and you call them bald?
When they
Like-
shave it.
When it's halfway?
No, when they shave it.
I mean,
Yeah.
George Costanza is bald.
I mean, no,
Like-
he's got male pattern baldness. He's not bald.
I mean,
He's got
he
hair around the
says
back of his head.
himself, he's a bald, unemployed man who lives with his parents.
If you were giving a description to police, like, at what point would you describe the man as bald? Right?
yeah, like I would say Gus is fucking bald. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, but he shaves his head. Like that's his,
when he
that's-
doesn't, though, it's like back here. It's like when it's over
no,
halfway.
I get you. I just mean like when I say like a person was, bald, they don't have any hair on their head. Mm-hmm. Like they're clean shaven. They
Sure.
made the choice. It's accepted it.
Yeah.
Because then what would you call a person that didn't have a single hair on their head?
Yeah, bald. Like what's their hairstyle? They don't have one. They are a hair.
Yeah.
Anti-hair.
Sans hair.
Yes.
I think I agree with Eric.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
I would say with that. The other
Because if they have like the strap around the back, like they're not bald.
yeah,
I would describe him as bald to the police. I would say he's fucking bald. You know what I mean?
yeah, and they go pick up some innocent hairless man with
If
alopecia
they're
or
hairless
something.
or they're innocent, God cursed them for a reason.
Dude, it's you know what? It'd be funny if Calvin did start going bald faster, but it would be sweet, poetic justice if you did.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, it'd have to be me.
I know.
Yeah.
Or me or you.
Yeah, I don't
Shane?
think I go as hard. I think I follow in your wake, but I don't think I go as hard.
No.
You've been
Shane,
you've been
you-
preaching that for years.
I haven't. I
Shane
don't
was
think
there.
I
I'm
have.
riding his coattails and making fun of this person, but he was a guy.
You
Shane,
were.
you're always the one to speak up first in like mailbag or reactions or something like that.
Although he hasn't
There
caused
is a-
people to slap Aaron for his baldness.
That's
That is
true.
true.
Well, he's
Yeah.
already been slapped by God. I'm kidding. But no, like I remember there was one talking head we did for a game night, and I was like going through making sure like they were all working before we sent them to Alan.
Yeah.
And you just like lean forward on the desk, like Aaron is a bald, bitter man. Like he was so hard. I was like, man, he really got him mad.
I was pissed off. Yeah.
And he will continue to play like
Well, then I added a new one.
Bald.
Bald, bitter, belittling man. Because Rick called him, he's a belittling man.
that's funny.
So I added that in now.
Yeah. But I mean, I only go hard on Aaron with that because he's really not that bald. You
No.
know, like there's so
No.
many more people that are balding that.
So much more bald
know?
than him.
Yeah. And he rolls with the punches pretty well.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does on camera.
Yeah.
Very well.
Oh, yeah.
On camera, he's great, you know?
Oh, that's funny. If in fact Calvin or Shane or I or
I ain't going
Rick
to go bald.
went more bald than Aaron, would we be in addition to the slap the baldy day? Or would the most bald person be slapped?
Is the slap like chain lightning and it spreads to all
Yeah.
like near bald people?
Well,
That's a good question.
at some point, it's gonna have to be some kind of Three Stooges slap.
Mm. Okay.
Because if we're all balding and slap a baldy day.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. He does say just slap one.
Sure.
Slap a baldy.
Do you know anyone over
So it'd probably be
75
our
who
choice.
doesn't have a receding hairline?
No.
Yeah,
Everybody
we'll
loses-
all go.
everybody loses
We'll
their
all
hair
start
eventually.
losing hair
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, every time I go to go get a haircut now, I go outside and I do this in my hair, so much hair comes out. I'm just thinking like, yeah, it's gonna happen, you know?
Eric, that's after a haircut.
No, I know, but I mean like
Yeah.
full line, like entire pieces of hair, like I do this to get it out so it doesn't get like in my car or something, and like this, so much hair will come off. I'm like, it's
Oh.
crazy.
Back when I had really long hair and
Yeah.
I'd brush it and stuff like that, and
Yeah, I know. Like 100 come out a day. I know.
They're supposed to. It's
Yeah.
natural.
But
Your
it
body
gets to me.
replaces
It
them.
gets to me because the other
No,
day
yeah.
when I got a haircut, like it was in the morning and the sun was just perfectly hitting the hair as I was doing this, and I kind of have that like blonde, you know, bright,
it's like a
shiny,
golden thread.
and it was like someone had just like
Shaking a sheet full
yeah,
of it.
it was like a golden retriever just ran by. You know, it was so much. I was like, Jesus.
You know, I never. You know, have you ever had that dream where you brush your teeth and starts fucking, your teeth start falling out?
Oh yeah.
You ever had that?
I had a lot.
I have not had
It's-
that one.
It's actually a very like one of the most common dreams people have is their teeth falling out.
Oh, it's fucking.
I've had
terrible.
my
Do you
teeth
think
fall out, but not while
Just
brushing.
just in general, your teeth falling out somehow.
yeah.
You ever have a dream? Like I've never had a dream my hair starts falling out when I'm brushing it. Like I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, I haven't had
With Sarah
that.
Michelle Gellar. Remember
I
that?
remember that.
Yeah.
Man, she was
Freddie Prinze Jr.'s
talented actress.
Freddie Prinze Jr.'s wife. That's what she is.
Yes.
I met her.
But yeah, that's a common
Yeah.
one. And then the common one I've heard too is driving from the back seat. You ever done that in a dream?
No.
I don't think I
I've
have.
done
I've
that.
had-
You've been in the back seat and you're driving, but you're like you're kind of just you're not in control because I'm not even fucking looking. What am I doing? You know, that's been actually a common dream people have as well.
I've had a car that was driving and I was in the back seat, but I wasn't like my arms weren't out on the steering wheel or anything.
Yeah. You know, it'd be a fun topic, like maybe looking up some kind of list of like most common dreams people have and see if we
Yeah.
have that.
Do you ever dream where you're trying to run, you can't run? It's like you have no
Yeah.
traction. You're
I've had
running,
that.
It's like you're fuck. You're
Yeah.
just going like real slow.
Obviously, the big one like is when you have to pee, and you pull it out and you start trying to pee and you just why can't I pee? And then I wake up and I have to piss, so I go use the bathroom. Does that ever happen to you?
That's never happened.
never-
no.
I've had a
never
thing
had
where
that
I've had
in
a
a
thing where
dream.
I can't pee, or I am peeing and it won't stop, and I get to the point like, what the hell is
You wake
going
up
on?
and you're pissing
no,
on the floor.
No, but like you get to the point where you're like, I've been peeing for like 10 minutes, like something's wrong, you know, I'm leaking or something.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you have to pee. It's just your body telling you, pee, damn it, you know, wake up. My bladder just hitting my brain, you know. That's a common
All the
one.
way
I've
up there?
I've had that. Yeah, man.
So I've got mentalfloss.com has the 12 most common dream symbols and what they are supposedly mean.
Yeah.
So number 12 is driving an out of control vehicle.
Out of control vehicle. That one kind of fits with the from the back seat, I think.
You may feel that you don't have enough control on your road to success. Is supposedly what that means.
Yeah.
I've never had that one.
No.
You never had a out of control vehicle thing?
Nope.
Yeah. I would put the like driving from the back seat one kind of like that because you really feel like I'm doing something wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. Where the hell is the guy in the? Why is there no front seat? You know, who would do this?
Number 11 might not be something we've experienced, but
Okay.
being pregnant.
No.
No.
No. No.
Grant understands this dream as a sign that the dreamer is having problems. Views it as a need either to start a creative project or become a parent. Or the dream may be representative of a new idea that's recently come to the person.
Yeah.
But no, I've never had that one.
No.
Nope.
Number 10 is flying.
Oh fuck yeah. Lucid dreaming is the best.
I've had dreams where I've flown. Really realistic dreams. But I wasn't lucid dreaming.
I've had it both lucid and like flying. The flying one that I can remember the most. It wasn't flying. It was like a floating. I was at my grandmother's in Williamstown, and she just bought this like machine that you put like in the vent in the wall, and people can just float now. And I remember so hard the mechanism of how to float, like how to make myself control forward, backwards, turning, like I'm like, oh my god, I figured it out. I cracked the fucking code. I can do this in real life, And I remember waking up and being like, damn it, I forgot to do it.
Yeah.
The only two times I can ever, in dreams, either I have wings or I'm in like a flying car.
Interesting.
But it's
Like-
never just like Superman flying.
I might
Yeah.
have lucid dreamed like 5 times in my life, and every time I'm like, fuck, I'm lucid dreaming, or I'm dreaming, and then like for me, like when you realize you're dreaming, there's almost this kind of like suction that's trying to like wake up now, because this is supposed to happen. And there's been like 5 times where I've been able to like, no, stay dreaming, man, stay dreaming, and I'm like, I stayed, and then you fucking fly like Goku, you blast off, Actually, like when it happens too, like I kind of see it from the third person because
Yeah.
I kind of think of it like a video game at that point. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
Times that I've like had like superpowers, like flown or super strength, I could jump really high and like land and roll and run really fast and stuff. All just great fun.
Yeah.
Just realizing that I'm dreaming. I'm in Walmart, so I just push the ceilings up like a few thousand feet, push the walls out, and there's just so many aisles, and I'm just jumping between them. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
not
so much
in a,
fun.
Not in a lucid dream, but being able to just fight off 10 people easily is great.
Oh yeah.
I'm a fucking diehard.
Number 9, showing up late for something.
I think I've maybe had dreams like that. Maybe.
I haven't had showing up late for something, though I have had, like, I'm just suddenly back, like, in high school, and I realize, oh, shit, I've missed science class for, like, the last 12 years.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've had that
I've
before.
had that.
Yeah. I've had
I've
that.
also had me just working at Doughboys again. Like, you know,
Yeah.
after being at Blindwood, I'm just working at Doughboys. I'm like, what the hell did I agree to come work this shift? I don't need it. I have a great job now. Why did I do this? I got 6 more hours of my shift. I can't just say I'm leaving.
I
So I'm dreaming
this. Like that,
remember when I was working at Doughboys? I went on a podcast. I talked about a dream I had, in which I woke up, went and opened the Doughboys, the pizza shop, worked a whole shift, came home, fell asleep, and I woke up, and I had to go do it. Like I literally
told me that,
I
yeah.
literally
Yeah.
dreamed my day working there. You know.
You had a dream that you
But
were working.
now-
You woke up. You had to work.
But now I have dreams where I wake up and I still have to go. And I
Yeah.
don't work there anymore. And don't get me wrong, I like the job and stuff, but I just like what we do now better. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I've had a lot of dreams.
It's not like it's a
where
nightmare. It's just like, yeah.
I'm at Giant Eagle or Doughboys,
Yeah.
or like I'm at high school, and I remember thinking like, because it's weird. It feels like it's a normal part of your routine, but it's also like, wait a minute, did I graduate like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
But there's like people there that you remember, and it's just real fucking weird. And sometimes I don't realize it's a dream until
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a while.
I have a lot of dreams to where I'm being celebrated for something that I haven't done, like
That you
writing a
don't,
book
that you don't deserve.
or like, you know, winning the World Series or something.
Sure.
And like I wake up and I feel accomplished. Like I got the same chemical reward for actually doing the thing, but I never did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
See, I have those, and then like in the dream, I know that I never did those things. Trying to figure out why people think I did those things and not let them know that I didn't.
Yeah.
in my dreams I did the things. And I earned them
Well,
until
that's
I wake up.
That's great.
So.
And some people in the chat were talking about, like, how do you achieve something like a lucid dream? And it takes work. Like, you know, I only did it whenever I was trying. And the thing that worked for me is throughout my day, if I went through a doorway, like a door frame, I would knock on it and say, am I dreaming? Just throughout the day. I would just do that to myself. I wouldn't tell anybody I'm doing this because I sound like a crazy person, you know? But I would just like go by a doorway and ask myself in my head, am I dreaming? And eventually you do that so much that in your dreams you start doing it too. And you go, am I dreaming? You're like, holy fuck, yeah, I am. There's a tiger over there. I am dreaming. Oh! And then usually I wake up.
That's
Yeah.
how you do it, huh?
That's how I did it.
Normally
Yeah.
You just create, you know, if you do it for
Kinda gets-
30 days in a row, it just becomes a habit. And when you're like, am I dreaming? Yeah, no, I'm not. You know, just every time you go through a doorway.
usually when it's happened to me, I will like be listening to music and daydream something.
Yeah.
And then at night I'll listen to the same song and fall asleep to it. And then I'll have like a lucid dream
Sure.
of that same scenario that I daydreamed.
Yeah. I've done that in a way where you wake up and, God damn it, that'd be so great if I could just keep dreaming that. You try to go back to sleep.
I've definitely woken up from a dream and then went back to sleep and resumed the dream.
Yeah.
That's definitely happened a few times. But every time I realize I'm dreaming, like I you know, when I start trying to do something in a dream, I normally always wake up.
You wake up. And then also there is a...
Because it's preposterous.
there's
Sometimes
al-
something crazy, like I
Yeah,
win
I
the
know.
lottery or something happens. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. It's not real.
Yeah.
And I start waking, everything starts
you
tearing
fucking
apart.
up,
Like
you
an
do
ins-
this and you just wake up.
Yeah, it's like an Inception. The world starts tearing
Yeah.
apart and shit.
However, I should stress too that, like, while it's pretty rare, there are people that are susceptible to something called sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
terrifying.
when you wake up and you are aware that you are awake, but your body is asleep and you can't move. It's never happened to me, and I've heard that, like, you know, it is something that, like, when you're trying to lucid dream, some people that happens to them, and it's like it's a terrifying experience to go through because you feel like you're dead or something, you know?
Yeah.
It happens to Maggie because of her narcolepsy sometimes.
Yeah. So you gotta be careful with that. But
Yeah, the
you also-
unconscious brain is a weird thing.
Yeah. It is.
The brain cannot live without the mind.
It takes a lot of practice to be able to lucid dream,
'Cause
like
she
Eric
said,
said.
like,
Yeah.
she'll be laying there in bed with her eyes open, and she'll see, like, a man with an axe in the doorway.
Mhm.
And she'll be awake, but still, like, in the dream world.
Yeah.
And she's like, like trying to scream out and get me.
Yeah.
But she can't do
But
anything.
you can't move.
And I'm just sleeping there. And then
Yeah.
she hates me the next morning because I didn't do anything about the Axeman.
That wasn't there.
And when you're thinking about something like that, and some people are like, I don't get that. Like right when you wake up, I've said this before, like in the last week. Right when you wake up, try to make the tightest fists you can, and you'll find that you can't. You can go like halfway your full strength because your body is still waking up, and you still have those chemicals that like that shut your body down, and you can't do it. So imagine that, but all the way. And you're waking up, but you can't make a fist. You can't move.
That's why you do head, elbow, and knee strikes when you
Yes.
first wake up, not with your fists.
Yeah.
You don't have to clench those.
Yeah. So anyway, what's the next thing?
The next thing is, and that means showing up late is that you are overwhelmed and doing too much.
Oh, okay.
supposedly.
Showing up late. Gotcha.
Number 8 is partner cheating, dreaming that your partner cheated.
I don't think I've ever really had that. I've had dreams where you I'm around a crush I had when I was like in 4th grade. I've had that before. I'm like, oh yeah, that person exists. And I had a crush on them. But I've never had like the dream of a partner doing that. No.
No, I've never had that. I've had a lot of dreams of like people dying, but never of like a partner cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean?
Happens when your mate is spending too much time and attention on something that doesn't involve you.
Sure.
Supposedly. Number 7, being chased.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chased a lot.
Definitely.
I've had the same
Calvin,
dream.
I figured you would be doing the chasing.
I mean, I chase sometimes now.
Yeah, I chase a lot.
Yeah, I've definitely been
I chase
chased.
Eric.
I've been chased. I remember specifically there's like a summer where I had the same dream every day, and it was a witch chasing me. A witch. Couldn't outrun a witch. She didn't have a broom or anything.
Yeah.
Old lady chasing me. I hated it.
I can't remember
That's
any.
terrible.
Yep.
Like, I'm sure I've had one, but I can't remember any instances.
Yeah.
Supposedly, that means considers it a positive sign. He believes that this dream is supposed to encourage the dreamer to finally face a problem that has been hanging over their head.
Yes, Damon Aaron. It was Dash Granny from Mob Psycho.
He also, the psychologist or whoever, encounters this dream more often in women than men.
Interesting. I guess that would
Huh.
make sense.
Yeah.
Number 6 is meeting a celebrity.
No, not
No?
for me.
No, I've never had that.
Yeah. I mean, people have like written to us and said like, I had a dream about Blind Wave last night, and Eric did this, which is out of character for him. I don't really understand. I'm like, one, it's weird that you were dreaming about me, but two, like, you know my character.
I've had like, daydream fantasies
Yeah.
of meeting celebrities, but never like a dream.
Yeah. And I'm also not saying that we are celebrities, just that people watch us a lot, and the more you interact with something, the more likely it is you're going to dream about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 5, dying. So I've never had one of me dying, but I get a lot of other people
I do
dying in my
too.
dreams.
I really do.
Yeah.
They can be like really bad.
Yeah.
Like you can wake up and you're like, I'm so happy that's not true.
I've woken up in
Yeah.
tears before.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The first one I can remember is, I'm not even that close to her, but I had this very real dream of Aaron's grandmother dying.
Mm-hmm.
And like I knew her, but not as close as my grandparents or anything.
Yeah.
And I just woke up in tears.
Yep. I mean, I have a lot of dreams of like my younger like nephews dying, and like in all manner of ways of it happening, and just like waking up, realizing it was a dream, and just like I got to call those boys and talk about Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching the end of Click. You guys ever see Click?
I have never seen
You've never
Click.
seen Click?
I've never seen Click.
Everybody has seen Click. Knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. They watch that movie and they're like, I gotta go do something. I gotta go enjoy life.
Click is awesome.
Click is awesome. Thank you, Shane. Yes, please.
A little tangent, but Captain Cold asked, wouldn't it be weird if someone messaged you guys saying that they had a dream that perfectly matched the dream you had the same night? Have you guys ever experienced that, of talking to someone that had
No,
the same
I
dream?
never personally experienced that, but I mean, I would probably call it just a coincidence.
I've talked to people who have had very similar dreams
Yeah.
to myself and to other people around them. But most of the time, it was people that had spent the day together
Mm-hmm.
and had, done the same things all day. So I
Sure.
figured it was like kind of like a pattern that
Yeah.
progressed through their...
I would make that similar to like, you ever have that moment when you're thinking about somebody and then they call you or text you like right in that moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, oh man, that's fucking, are we connected psychically or something, But then I think about all the times I think about somebody that, and they don't text me or do it right then, which is all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just a coincidence that at that moment that happened, I'd probably put that in the same, like, maybe we were watching the same show on the same network and had no idea that it was the same thing and we had a dream about that same thing, So there's probably some cause that caused us both to dream the same thing.
Yeah.
Or it's just, like I said, just a pure coincidence.
Yeah.
A lot of these, by the way, are coming from Lauren Lawrence, who is a New York Daily News columnist.
Okay.
And so her interpretation of the dying one is, reveals the wish to terminate something in life, a relationship, a job, a career path, or even the past.
See, for me,
That's a
that
very
one is
broad-
just straight fear. It's just like I appreciate this person or I'm thinking about them and like, Also, I guess for me, like just, the relationship of death is, with my mom dying and stuff, it's like it was for a long time it was very real and very like weighing on my mind,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's something like that.
Well, and I heard a podcast, Away with Words. They were talking about I talked about on the podcast before, the Call of the Void phenomenon. And in that same
Yes.
podcast, they had talked about, like, the reason why we can enjoy these sad movies is because our brain is rewarding us for doing, like, a test run of these events in our own lives. And I think that that's another way of dreaming of these people you care about dying is just another way of
interesting.
your brain getting you ready for if that were to inevitably ever happen.
So the Call of the Void thing is, you described it as like, you're driving down the road and you have that feeling of what if I just
swerved into the other lane.
swerved and just hit this
Yeah.
guardrail as hard as I could. Like obviously you wouldn't do that. But
you-
for
you-
one instance, you think about it,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Or you're at the top of a very tall building and you're like, what if I just jumped,
Yeah.
That's called the Call of the Void, yeah. Which is a very interesting concept.
Number 4 is test taking. So dream of taking a test. I don't think I've ever had.
I'm sure I have. Nothing that
Yeah,
really
I
stands
definitely
out.
have.
He or she has observed that only perfectionists tend to have recurring, stressful test-taking dreams.
Yeah, ain't me.
Number 3 is showing up to work or school naked.
Yeah, that's happened, definitely.
Yeah, definitely done that.
Show up at parties naked.
I mean, in the dream, Shane.
In dreams.
No.
No, I've definitely showed up like at not work, not here, but like school or some kind of social function, just completely naked. And I always like why did I do this? Why did I just bring clothes? Like I'm like, you figured that would like you're dreaming,
yeah.
asshole. But like you just have this feeling of like, what was I thinking when I got in my car naked, came here, came in the door, and I'm naked, and now I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
It is such a weird
Well,
thing.
when I've had it, which was, I think, I only remember an instance because it actually happened recently. I was someplace, like I feel like the zoo or some shit. And it's like I realized I was naked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm like
you
trying to
realize
cover myself. Like, what the hell was I thinking? But no one is making that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is terrible. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, what the hell was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. That's a problem. You know what I mean?
But you don't for once think like, how did I appear here naked in the zoo? Like for me, like I'll wake up after and be like, why didn't I think about getting in the car, driving naked, getting out in the parking lot, going into the zoo, paying for the zoo? No, I don't think about that. I just appear naked at the zoo.
Or
you
like
know?
I'll be driving and,
But, like,
I'll be naked. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
I'm naked.
But your brain's not like, you're dreaming, asshole. It just accepts it as reality
Yeah.
somehow, And
And then
like, it just
me-
kind of like glosses over all the logic, and it's like,
Yeah.
you're dreaming.
And then me in my dream, I'm like, man, you're such a fucking idiot. Coming here naked. You knew this would happen if you came here naked.
I know. Like I'm always judging myself.
Yeah.
Right? What's the reason?
I'm such
Like,
an
I'm not
asshole.
Abraham. I don't have
to
my sons
myself.
to cover me like Abraham. You know what I mean?
I can't remember any specific instances of
Yeah.
having that dream. But I definitely may have. The experts largely agree that this dream represents vulnerability and anxiety.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Common to people who have accepted a promotion, gone off to a new job, or who are coming into public view also.
Interesting.
And then number 2, we talked before, teeth falling out. The experts greatly disagree on this one. Wallace views teeth as a symbol of power and confidence. This dream is supposedly a sign that something happened in the dreamer's life that has caused him or her to lose confidence. According to Grant, teeth are a bad omen and represent a broken relationship. Lawrence has a Freudian answer to this dream. For women, she believes the dream is an example of wish fulfillment. They want to become pregnant. For men, it is a desire for sexual stimulation.
I can say that about anything.
Yeah, I can say that about fucking.
I dream about being chased by a witch.
I want a
Get some
blowjob.
horny.
You know what I mean?
And then number 1 is falling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had
I've had a lot of
one.
following dreams.
Not a lot, but I've had some.
I've definitely.
I actually haven't
woken
had
up
too many
falling
falling
before.
jumps.
Yeah.
I've been falling asleep in class, and I feel like I'm falling. I shake myself awake. Yeah.
I've had a couple dreams where I'm falling and I hit the ground and I don't wake up. I'm just laying there like mangled and terrible pain
Yeah.
and everything. It's the worst.
Lauren Berg calls this dream a red flag from your subconscious. She believes this dream is common in people who are having a major life problem with work, relationships, or elsewhere. Grant's work concurs with this viewpoint, even citing the same examples.
Yeah. So that's the most common is falling?
So, yep, that's number
Interesting. Who was it in the Bible? Was it Daniel that went to the king to tell him about his dreams?
1. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been around for a while, that idea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the title of the podcast a little bit. So with these new shows from the Disney announcements and things,
Yep.
Disney Plus is looking very attractive.
Very.
Yeah.
We've already announced about the follow-up to Titans, correct?
Yeah, well, if you're an early access patron, you know. But because you guys are watching the podcast, you get special treatment. Because we announced in the Titans finale that not only will we be replacing Titan Season 1 with Doom Patrol, so on the Thursday slots, we'll be doing Doom Patrol Season 1. We're also, when that starts, going to be starting Titan Season 2 on Fridays.
Yep.
So we'll be watching Titan Season 2 live, where we can do, Q&As and, be current. And then hopefully people that are enjoying that and finding us doing that will also go and watch us on doing Doom Patrol for early access. So, and that will just be a straight up catch up where we can't really interact with people. So that's one of the best things about doing these kind of things live is being able to have that like live interaction and speculation with fans. Because everybody's on the same page as opposed to the catch up series
I
where
don't think I've ever been in a live show because we did Castlevania when it came out, but it was Netflix, so it dropped all at the same time.
and you can't do that. That automatically
on Titan.
becomes it. Attack on Titan,
But we didn't do
it's
Q&As.
not because
Because
it's
of the manga.
It's a dub too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've
That's
never
true.
done that. So no, you haven't.
I've
And then
never been
Game
to
of
a live
Thrones,
show.
you did it after the fact. So I don't think you ever have. So it'll be a fun experience for you.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Maybe you like Titans.
And so that the DC universe obviously as well.
Yeah.
So how many streaming services do each of you guys have? And at what point do you think it's just going to be too many?
I personally have Netflix and Hulu
Okay.
at home. Luckily, the job I have, like if I want to watch on the others, Blindwave has DC and will also get Disney Plus, and I probably will go for Disney myself, of course.
Yeah, Disney for sure.
But I definitely understand why people have this like, well, it's just going to become cable again, like because you're just going to be, like the thing about
literally
cable.
gonna be more expensive.
The thing about cable is that cable was $60 a month, and there was 10 channels I wanted and 100 channels I didn't care about, you know. And that's kind of the same thing with like, well, Netflix. Like there might be 300 things I would watch and 1,000 things I won't watch,
Sure.
But the cool thing about it, as opposed to cable, is like I can just watch Netflix for a month and cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go get Hulu for a month, and then within that month, like, hey, the new season of Mindhunter, which if you guys haven't seen Mindhunter, it's on Netflix. I've watched it. I don't think it's necessarily a reaction-worthy show, but it's fucking amazing.
I heard it was good.
It just dropped its second season, which I really, really enjoyed. If I was the kind of guy that was like maybe more strapped for cash, and I'm like, hey, I got to pick and choose what I watch, I might wait for I'm not gonna have Netflix right now. And I'm gonna build up like, hey, Jessica Jones season 3, Mindhunter season 2's on there, that, and then I get it for a month. And I just binge them all, you know. So I think there's like a way you can navigate it, and it still makes sense, you know.
Sure.
But
With no commercials on Netflix, at least,
exactly, yeah. And then Hulu.
and you can binge them.
Hulu right now, the only reason I have it is because I'm watching Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Well, and I mean, you definitely have Amazon Prime, right?
I do have Amazon Prime. It's the thing I use the least,
Yeah, I have
honestly, because I
Amazon.
kind of just forget I have it.
Me too. I have it. I always forget I have
Yeah.
it. I mean, Amazon. I actually
I need to sub to our Twitch.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I
You
have.
normally get
Yeah.
gifted.
Yeah, I keep like checking out like Aaron's like World of Warcraft stream or something, like when I'm at home, and then I have to watch a damn ad. 25 seconds. I sit there and watch it, and then it comes back on. I'm like, why am I not subscribed to our own Twitch channel?
Yeah, I
Well,
have.
the thing about Twitch Prime is you have to sub every month.
Yeah,
it
I
can't
know.
just be an ongoing thing.
I
It's a
understand.
pain.
Yeah.
I mean, but to remind all of you guys out there, make sure you are using your Amazon Prime to subscribe to Blind with Twitch.
Indeed.
I have Netflix.
Or to your other favorite Twitch channel.
No, sorry. Yes.
I have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and I actually have HBO, which I always forget I have. Or at least I did have it last month. I don't know.
Sure.
And I know I got charged that my card declined, but then I think I have it again. And actually on there I was going to start watching Sopranos, and I had it because of Game of Thrones, and I
Yeah.
just never canceled it.
See, the thing is like
And there's all the great stuff that was on there before,
Yeah.
like that's still on there. So I want to go watch The Sopranos
Yeah.
and like Michael C. Hall's other show, 6 Feet Under.
yeah.
All these other great shows that are on there. And what was that one with what's his name? No, he plays an assassin who's trying to be an actor.
Oh,
Bill
Bill
Hader.
Hader.
Bill
Yeah.
Hader. I heard that was like
Yeah, I
unbelievable.
watched a couple episodes. Oh no, the first season.
I heard it was
It
great.
is awesome.
That's on there. And I just need to start watching that.
Yeah.
I actually love
Barry?
Hulu. What?
Barry. Yeah. That's what it is.
Barry, yeah. Actually, I love Hulu because I'm watching Seinfeld,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Hulu does anime better, in my opinion. Like all the anime I want to watch is on there.
Really. The only thing Hulu doesn't have, you can't skip the goddamn title. Sometimes I don't want to see the intro.
Yeah.
Hulu, you gotta
Yeah.
watch it all. I have to have it timed, like Law and Order intro, 40 seconds. Tap, 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 tap.
Yep.
And I can watch it.
And like
Yeah.
all like my history show stuff is better on Hulu, I think. And like sometimes they just get this great movie that Netflix doesn't have.
Sure.
Like what was that John Krasinski movie? The movie where you can't talk.
yeah.
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Like that's on there now. And there's other few movies that are on there. I'm like, holy shit, Netflix didn't get this, and it's on Hulu.
Yeah. See, the thing is though,
Yeah.
is like I have 3 streaming services right now.
Mhm.
I barely use Amazon. I use Hulu a little bit and Netflix the most. I don't need 3 because I will never run out
No.
of content on Netflix.
Sure.
No, it's
There's enough to make me
Yeah.
interested forever, you know, in terms of what they're adding. Like I'll watch just 20 seasons of something that I have mild interest in sometimes, and I end up really enjoying it. I'm never gonna run out on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I also like, well, yeah, but they don't have, you know, the new episode of Modern Family. What am I gonna do? Pirate it?
Exactly.
I'm too lazy. I'd rather pay and get it now.
Yeah, at my peak, I had Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and Amazon is crazy too because you can go deep in Amazon. You can get like Stars and Showtime and HBO.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all
Yeah.
those different networks through
you can
Amazon.
get
as
networks through Amazon. Yeah.
Well. I had the WWE Network, which I no longer have.
I'm sorry.
VRV for anime. I think that was like my peak.
Mhm.
But now we don't have Hulu. I don't think we have VRV at the moment, and we don't have WWE Network.
Who the hell uses Vudu?
I don't know.
Vudu's on every TV.
I don't
I've
know.
never been like, hey man, did you see that new shit on Vudu? No.
I did watch. I don't know if I ever subscribed to it, but I did watch Crackle when it had comedians and cars getting coffee. But now it's on Netflix. So
Wasn't that was on? I guess I just only have watched it on YouTube, but it might have been a pirated
Well,
version.
the
I
Joe
guess.
Dirt 2 movie was exclusive to Crackle for a little bit.
Oh yeah, they got the dirt, huh?
I'll tell you what,
Damn.
man. I was so disappointed when I saw that movie.
Like Dumb and Dumber. No, the other one, the prequel, Dumb and Dumber. I was disappointed by that movie,
That movie sucks. Dumb and
Yeah.
Number 2 is all right. I like that one.
except for the one part. What was that? What was the guy from America's Funniest Home Videos? Full House.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. Yeah,
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
funny.
that
was-
part was funny.
Yeah. But for the most part, it sucked dick. Okay, but Joe Dirt
Yeah.
2 was terrible. And I love Joe Dirt so much. I'm not one who just shits on a sequel just because it's like might not be as good or
Yeah.
whatever. it just wasn't good. There's nothing redeeming really about it. Oh, it just pissed me off so much because fucking love Joe Dirt.
You know,
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say like one thing that people like. A lot of people get upset when Disney's become this gigantic monopoly powerhouse. But in the back of my head, I'm going like, yeah, well, it'll all be on one streaming service.
Yeah.
Fox, all this stuff. At least I can get more on that one I've already bought.
I'm definitely
It's
gonna get
true.
Disney when it comes out. Obviously,
Yeah, me too.
I mean, for anything, all those Disney original movies like Brink and Hocus Pocus, just all that shit. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
I know.
Dude.
I bought Hocus Pocus on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I haven't bought it.
Everything's
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime though, kind of, right?
Or,
Yeah.
I mean,
Nearly.
on Amazon's video streaming.
Well,
service.
I'm sorry. I meant just on Amazon. You could buy the
Yeah.
movie on Amazon,
Yes.
or if
Digitally,
you have Prime,
yeah.
it might be free with Prime. But
So-
you can
a
get
lot of stuff
everything.
is free with Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maggie also reminded me I had a Giant Bomb subscription as well.
Mm.
They had like a premium thing where there was certain content that they did was only for subscribers.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Yeah, I only have Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. And for first 2 years of me having Amazon Prime, I didn't use any of the benefits other than free 2-day shipping.
Aiden J just said in the chat, and I'd heard about this, though I don't know the details. There is some kind of like thing where if you become like some kind of Disney like gold member something, you can get on this deal where you can get like for like 3 years Disney Plus for $4 a month.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's some kind of like it was only open to a certain like membership, but now anybody can make a free membership and get that deal if they were so choose. But I'm
Huh.
not sure like what the specifics are.
Well, Disney's doing a package with
So do your research. You might get that.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus
Really?
for like $10 a month. That's all three of them together for like $10 a month or some shit.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cheap. So that's a great fucking deal right there.
So there's a few. There's one that Shana brought up earlier, and one was brought up in chat, like a versus this or that.
Mm-hmm.
The one Shane brought up was Sega Genesis versus the Super Nintendo.
Sure.
IGN recently had an article about that.
Oh, okay.
I had the Genesis growing up. You had the Super Nintendo, and not a Genesis, correct?
No, well, my cousin had a Genesis, and most of my friends had both. I only had one,
I only had one as well, Super
Yeah.
Nintendo.
and when I was older, I went back and got a Sega Genesis. But yeah, dude,
Yeah,
Superman.
One of the things that I feel the worst about, like from my childhood, is I wanted a Super Nintendo, and my brother wanted a Genesis, and on Christmas, we got a Super Nintendo.
And
And I,
why do you feel bad
but
about it?
obviously, he liked it too and stuff. But like, because I was the baby of the family and he was the older brother, and I was
Yeah.
you probably felt like, fucking, Eric gets what he wants, but I don't get what I want because I'm older. Like I really, like,
Your
I feel
parents
about
made an
that.
intelligent decision.
Sure, yeah, but I can still retroactively look back and feel like bad for that kid that didn't get what he wanted for Christmas because his little brother wanted something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you got a Sega
It's-
Genesis, I
it's
feel
the-
bad for you.
It's the retroactive
And for Kenny.
shame of that disappointment
Yeah,
that you caused someone inadvertently.
sure.
Inadvertent shame is just the worst.
It's not.
It's
great.
what
It's not
I
great.
look back at the
Yeah.
most, probably.
It's not the worst. It's not like poverty. The kid
No.
didn't get nothing for Christmas.
That'd be the worst.
But it's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
I think Genesis versus SNES is a lot of like, what is your favorite genre of games? Because for me, I might have even liked the SNES better back in the day because it has so many great JRPGs, whereas the Genesis has very
Which
few.
wasn't what I always really played on it, which is funny enough.
Yeah, because I didn't play an RPG until PS1.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's when I
Fantasy
got.
VII.
That's when I got into it. Yeah.
Because I'd never played any of the ones for the Genesis and never had the opportunity to play any ones for the SNES, which I've gone back and played are some of my favorite games of all time,
Yeah.
like Chrono Trigger and everything. I think Genesis did arcade games better, like Mortal Kombat 2,
Mm-hmm.
Afterburner, and most of the arcade games in general.
Yeah.
And I just love the way the Genesis sounds. Like there's something to me that is magical about that. Like obviously the soundtrack for Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy VI are like some of the best ever made. But
Trigger, but yeah.
Trigger,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. But just the way that the Genesis sounds with like Castlevania and Contra Hardcore and things, just that unique sound chip is
Sure.
something that I think we'll never have that sound again. You know?
And you won't because you were so young. It's a nostalgia thing for you too,
Sure, but like, we get a lot of new games that are retro styled.
Yeah.
But very few of them use the Genesis sound chip.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of them are going for a SNES sort of sound.
Sure.
Yeah. I know, like, the people who really get into it, they kind of go with the Sega Genesis sound chip in terms of, like, well, that's one thing they might have done better. I mean, I know people disagree, but that's what I hear a lot from that argument.
Yeah.
Is
I mean, that's,
I also hear the SNES graphics were done better, like the color or something was done better in the SNES. I don't know. I mean, the big thing obviously is software.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch of games that came out for both. Sometimes they, like Aladdin, me and Rick were talking before the podcast. Aladdin came out for both, but they're made by two different companies.
mm-hmm.
Aladdin for SNES was made by Capcom, and for Sega Genesis was made by, I don't know, someone who's not around now.
I think it was made by Disney.
The biggest company in the
shit.
world.
No, I think no, it wasn't because it's listed on there.
Because the Disney animators worked directly on the game,
Okay,
which
well, I
is
thought
why
it
the
started with a
animation
V.
looks so much better.
Yeah, I thought it started with a V.
I can look.
Whoever did it. But I mean, most people.
But they're
I talk
very
to,
they're very different games.
Yeah, I mean, most people I talk to who play both, it's Super Nintendo's better. But Rick, I don't know, maybe Rick will disagree. Maybe we can play both. And what's really cool about that is the SNES version of Aladdin.
No,
Developed by Virgin.
Virgin. Okay, well, Calvin, there you go. But other than that, yeah, they are being re-released HD. At least the SNES version of Aladdin is, and The Lion King, which I'm sure we'll play on stream. Maybe me and Aaron were talking about it.
Like Mortal Kombat was definitely better for the Genesis because it had blood, at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say that. Yeah.
Although the SNES, like, from day one had the 6-button controller, where the Genesis only had a 3-button to start with, so
Mhm.
it was tough playing those fighting games like that until the 6-button came out for the Genesis. If you were into sports games, I think the Genesis had way better sports games.
A lot of people, yeah, I'd say that as well.
But
So
I wasn't super into sports games.
me either.
Did the Genesis have Earthworm Jim?
It
It
did.
had that. Yeah.
That was the best game, man. I love the art
Yeah,
direction. of that
I
game.
played for Super Nintendo, but what was weird is I always felt like that felt like a Sega game. I've always associated with Sega. I think it came with Sega first, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think it might have.
That feels like a Sega game. That would be a great character to have for Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's
Earthworm?
yeah.
So there was this advanced suit, right, that this guy made, and a worm got in it and became the pilot. That's the story. He fights the devil.
There was a cartoon on that, too.
Yeah, there was. I never saw the cartoon. I honestly don't know the story. I just remember like this worm kind of like getting into the suit and becoming like one of the most powerful things in the universe.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yep.
I mean, it's just
0 to hero.
Right?
it's like this
Awesome.
action platformer.
Groovy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just argue like, because when I look at the whole picture, like what Nintendo ended up doing for the industry and the legacy of the characters that lived on, that's why it feels like, in retrospect, Nintendo was the console to pick. But honestly, at that time, it was just a great time to be a gamer because both consoles were neck and neck a lot, and they were both pushing each other, making these great games.
Maybe you're a little biased too, because you had a Super Nintendo versus not having.
I did.
A Genesis,
I did.
You know.
But
Although,
eventually Sega died out, and Nintendo and its mascots and its games, its franchise have lived on and multiplied and
Yeah.
everything else.
yeah,
Yep.
like,
History always favors the person that deserves it.
Well,
I'm just
in
kidding.
this case, people vote with their dollars.
No, I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. I'm just saying, like,
And which is weird because the Sega Dreamcast was better than the 64 and
Sure.
the PlayStation 2.
sure.
Much better.
it's like
Didn't
saying
have-
that Alita sucks because it didn't make enough to have a sequel. I love Alita.
Alita
What
was
do you
great.
say?
Alita Battle
Shane.
Angel was amazing.
What are you saying? No, I'm kidding. I'm
Shane,
just-
I don't agree with you now because of what Eric said.
And
But,
then the other verses, unless you had anything else to
Go ahead. No, I'm good.
I
I think I knew my point.
Lenny brought up was Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network, which I thought was interesting. For me, it's obviously Cartoon Network because it had Toonami, which had anime.
I'm glad this. Yeah, because I didn't have Nickelodeon growing up
Yeah.
at all, so I wasn't one of those kids. I had to go to my cousin's house, and my poor cousins had every console and a ton of TV channels, and then dog hair everywhere, and the hot water got turned off all the time. But yeah, going over there, yeah, I would watch Hey Arnold, Wild Thornberrys, Rugrats a little bit, and then when I was summer before 8th grade, so when I was like 13, my dad got satellite dish. So then we got all these channels. It was nuts. But he was always trying to go back and watch Bugs Bunny stuff when he was younger. He was always trying to find those.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or like Boomerang.
Warner
Yeah.
Brothers and stuff.
But I was
yeah.
able to get Toonami, like with my, with the antenna. I was able to get Toonami.
Remember when we went to play a video game, you had to go to channel 3?
Yep.
Yeah, going to channel 3.
Oh,
Sometimes some
fuck
TVs,
yeah.
some TVs didn't have channel 3.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what the fuck, dog?
Yeah, I go on 4. 4? Who goes on 4? But it's hazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Cartoon Network because of Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, like all this great anime I
Yeah.
grew up on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, they're just, it was weird because, like, we lived, further out from any civilization, in which case we couldn't get cable, so we actually got satellite TV. So we had direct TV, and we got a lot of stations in that, and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network was like channel 55 and 56,
Oh, yeah.
and it was just going back and forth, so I kind of saw it as like a package deal, so I really can't like differentiate them in my
On
mind.
commercials, for me, I didn't go to Nickelodeon. I went to, I think, the Superstation and watched Seinfeld during Dragon Ball Z.
Dude,
Yeah.
man, but Nick had some good stuff though. Rugrats.
They definitely did.
You need to talk to Naheed from the Normies
So
about Rugrats.
I wasn't really
He
into
talked to me about Rugrats when we were swimming
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes, and I was enraptured.
When I was a kid, I don't know, it just wasn't my type of show, I guess. Like
Doug?
I remember what Doug was cool.
Rocket Power.
Didn't watch that.
Rocket Power was great. That was, that was great, man. I forgot about
A
that.
show that ended up, I mean, I just love
This is in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love SpongeBob. I love Hey Arnold. SpongeBob came a little later.
Yeah, but I still watched it.
Yeah, I thought that was good. And when I was like a freshman in high school, like people were obsessed with it, so I was watching it.
Cat Dog,
Cat Dog
Angry
was good.
Beavers.
Angry Beavers,
Didn't really watch that. I
Rocko's
didn't-
Modern Life was
Rocko's, which
Nickelodeon,
just
right?
came back on Netflix with a new season. Like it just
That's
dropped.
what I heard.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but that's cool.
But over on Cartoon Network, you got like Space Ghost Coast to Coast,
Samurai
Courage
Jack.
the Cowardly Dog.
Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Some real heavy hitters.
Like
over
that
there.
Clone Wars micro series that
Yep.
was on there.
The
Samurai
Gindi
Jack,
series.
Dexter's Laboratory, which I never actually watched.
Nickelodeon had Avatar, The Last Airbender, which
That's a
I
good
didn't
one.
watch when I watched Nickelodeon. I just like It was like new when I was like getting a little older, and I stopped watching Nickelodeon all the time, And I was like, it's one. I'll watch it from the beginning someday, and I just never did until we did it on
Till
the
you're
channel.
29.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Thank God you didn't watch it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I never had any early consoles or TV or anything like that, so I had
next
nothing
subject.
to add.
Sure. I
Yeah.
understand. Veggie Tales.
Never watched that either, Eric.
I know.
All right. Let's
had
see. Oh,
Home recorded movies from television
Yeah.
back before I was born when my mom and dad had television. Biggles Adventures in Time.
Mhm.
You ever watch that, Eric?
I did not.
It's really good.
Never heard of that, no.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars aired on Cartoon Network, didn't it? First.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it did do that.
Yeah, it aired on Cartoon Network. Because that's why, like, you had some scenes like Asajj Ventress pulling the clone trooper and stabbing and kissing him that was cut out because Cartoon
Yeah.
Network's like, you can't do that. Take that out. And then, like, they wouldn't air it again. you
Yeah.
know? But then eventually, like, after it was canceled, it went to Netflix. And
yeah.
then Rebels aired on Disney XD.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
should also give a shout out to Fox Kids and PBS as well.
Yeah.
Because Fox had some awesome stuff. It had like the Sonic cartoons,
Power Rangers.
Power
Yeah.
Rangers, Pokemon,
Yeah.
The Next Mutation.
and PBS had Wishbone, which was
Wishbone was the shit. The puzzle
Wishbone
place.
was good.
I don't remember the puzzle place.
The puzzle place.
I remember the puzzle place.
Reading
pu-
Rainbow.
It was a
Reading-
bunch of puppets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
remember
that's like
that
half the shows. But yeah. The big comfy couch. What was that fucking? That chick sitting on that couch.
Yeah. I don't know.
What the fuck was that show called?
I-
It's a big ass couch, way cartoonishly big,
I don't know.
and she plays like she's probably like 18 years old, but
Yeah.
playing this like young chick.
The Big Comfy Couch.
The big comfy
The
couch.
big,
I
I,
got it
never,
right
I
here.
never saw that.
Yeah, that was
Me.
cool, man.
Huh.
Bring it
But
up
Wishbone
here.
was so fucking good.
Yeah.
I actually bought a DVD. It had 3 episodes. Had like it was like $25.
Yeah.
It's 3 episodes. I'm just gonna pirate this shit.
And hell, man, when I was like when my nephew Hunter was born, I watched fucking Blue's Clues and Dora all the time. Because that's how you,
Oh yeah.
that's how I babysitted, you know?
Yeah, I mean when
did a
Malachi
lot
was
of
little
that.
and Leon was little, a lot of Dora.
Yep.
There's like a Dora movie out now.
There's gonna be. Is it
With
out
the
yet?
chick from Sicario.
There
Yeah.
you go, Shane.
Yeah, this chick right
I
here.
do not remember this.
Neither do
That
I.
couch is huge, man.
That's a big ass couch.
Couch is like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, dude, that couch is huge.
That's a couch that's going to appear in the new movie Cats.
That is
Fuck yeah, it is.
Put on the puzzle place, Rick. So when
that is the couch that Clifford the Big Red Dog could sleep on.
Yeah, we could.
yeah.
Mhm.
Clifford. I watched,
watched Clifford.
what's that? God damn it. What's that one show with like the not a beaver, he's like a mole man.
A mole man.
Yeah.
Like a mole on your skin.
Simpsons.
Kim Possible.
I never.
No, man. It's like it's this weird looking like mole with glasses. Everybody, it has that famous meme where he has his arm by his side.
Oh, Arthur.
Arthur,
Yeah.
the mole man.
I watched fucking Arthur.
I watched Arthur and Little
yeah.
Bear.
Is he
Okay.
a mole?
Did you ever watch Little Bear?
He's a mouse or some shit, isn't he?
I don't know.
Is he a mole?
I don't know what he is. He's fake, but I just remember I used to watch him.
Eric, I
Franklin.
can't believe.
You guys remember Franklin the turtle?
Yeah.
And then Little Bear. I watched Little Bear all the
Bear.
time
I
too.
remember Little Bear.
Hell
We gotta
yeah.
see Dora the Explorer because there's Tamara Morrison in it.
Yeah, I know it does. There's Django in it.
Now that I see it, I do remember the puzzle place.
He's an aardvark.
Puzzle
Sorry.
place, Eric?
Okay.
Yep. I do
Oh,
remember
yeah.
the puzzle
I
place.
remember the puzzle
I
place.
remember
There's little kids there too. They're all hanging out at the puzzle place. We need
Yep.
to turn this place into a puzzle
Yeah,
place.
there was little kids, and then there was kid puppets.
And there's this big clubhouse.
That's
I'm like,
creepy.
where's the fucking?
It's like a race of
it's like
puppets living with
Neverland, man.
people.
There's no adult
That's
watching them.
creepy.
Yeah, the puzzle place was so great.
It's like us.
I love that.
Goddamn.
I loved Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, I
Every-
used to watch that.
Everybody in
yeah.
the chat's going like, "Mole man, he's an aardvark."
is
I
an
don't know.
aardvark.
What's an aardvark?
He
That's
looks a
mole.
bit like a mole.
It's kind of mole-ish.
But moles are blind, Eric.
There's his sister that looks like
yeah,
a chimp.
she's like him, but she has just hair.
No, she's like a chimp or some shit.
Oh, I think she's the same.
There's no way
I
Arthur's
think-
sister is an aardvark.
I think she's a
No,
mole with
she-
hair. Aardvark, sorry.
She is also the same animal as he is.
Wait, you think her mom
Look it up,
just, like,
Rick.
bangs some chimp?
Look up what?
Arthur.
Arthur's sister. Is she also a mole?
A mole. Well, the answer to that question is no, Eric.
Her name is D.W.
DW.
Let's
Dora
get dangerous.
Winifred.
Yeah, DW is an aardvark, people were saying.
Let's see. Is an anthropomorphic, and then I have to click on to actually see what it is. Aardvark.
Aardvark.
Yep.
She just looks different. The mouth.
No, she-
everything, yeah.
Because she's got like that kind of like
She's got
like-
the hair that like interrupts the
Yeah.
shape of her head, but
Betty
she's
Rubble
the same
head.
shape head
Yeah.
as
Alright.
her brother.
Looks exactly like an aardvark. Let me tell you.
that was like a mole.
Buster was like the friend, like the rabbit friend, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Buster.
Yeah, something like
Bernstein
that. Yeah.
Bears. There's also I remember watching
Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears. Okay.
That's
Oh, I
you
know.
know,
Yeah.
I fucking know. I'm gonna talk
Yeah.
about.
That's the thing.
That's another one of those.
I know.
What's the effect called again?
Not the Manchurian Candidate.
No,
Which I wanna
we
say
were
for some
just
reason.
talking about this.
That
2 days
guy.
ago.
Did you see a remake with Denzel
The
Washington?
guy everybody thought was dead. Mandela.
Mandela
The Mandela
effect.
effect.
Mandela
Yes.
effect.
The guy that everybody thought was dead.
There was a show called Transvain. What the fuck? I just looked it up the other day. It's a cartoon I watched at my grandma's house. Look it up right now. Transylvanian families. Transylvanian families or some shit.
I don't know.
Ricky might have watched it.
Do you guys remember Bump in the Night?
Transylvanian families.
I'd never heard of that.
Never heard of that?
No.
Or the bump.
They had toys and everything, man.
Never heard of
I used to
either.
watch that. It was like an educational cartoon.
Yeah. my show that I can never remember the name of, and I spend like a long time looking it up whenever it comes back to my mind, is Bump in the Night.
Bumping. I don't think I've watched that.
I want to show you guys a little clip of it. I also used to watch Crash Test Dummies,
Crash Test.
which
Oh.
was amazing.
I don't think I've watched that either.
Ha! The closest living relatives of the aardvark are elephant shrews and golden moles.
Oh, vindication,
Bam.
Eric.
They're so close they're related.
I want to show you guys the intro to
Well,
Bump
so
in
is
the Night.
DW and Arthur. And she's not a chimp.
See if anyone in chat ever saw it.
Bump in the night. Oh, this is so great.
Holy shit.
It's all
I
stop
don't-
motion.
I don't know.
That's a little freaky, bruh.
Man, those chicks are stacked.
They are.
Nope, I don't remember that.
No.
No. Did you guys watch Darkwing Duck?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Okay, wait.
DuckTales, Gummy Bears.
DuckTales,
No.
yeah. Gummy Bears, watch that, dude.
No.
Definitely. A lot of people saying it's weirdly familiar.
My sister watched Cabbage Patch Girls, and then I watched like the old. Like I watched a little bit because she, like, passed on some of that shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's kind of a freaky show. If you think about it. These
I've never
babies
seen
that
it.
grow out there in a garden, Cabbage Patch dolls,
Cabbage Patch Kids. I remember
or
that.
whatever. Yeah.
You could adopt them. You didn't buy them. You adopted them.
Yeah, that was always weird
That
to
was
me.
weird shit, man.
We talked about Gargoyles before, like
Oh, yeah.
earlier today, but Gargoyles and Batman animated series. were
Yeah.
both
Oh,
just
and you know what's so
good.
fucking good was the Mighty Ducks show.
Yeah.
That was.
I
so
never
good.
watched it.
It
I
was so
remember commercials,
ridiculous,
but
like
never
to think,
watched it.
like, how do you pitch this? And then, like, yeah, they're from Puck World. It sounds nuts, but it's fucking good.
It was the best of those where you had like Street Sharks and Biker Mice from Mars. But I think Mighty Ducks was the best one.
It was
of
good.
those
They had
shows.
because that one hero, the protagonist, like you thought was going to be a protagonist. He goes out in the first episode,
Yeah.
and he gives him the golden mask or some shit. He's like holding on. Dude, I barely remember that, but yeah, that was a good fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty obsessed with Aladdin and Timon and Pumbaa.
Sure. Definitely.
Yeah, the Timon and Pumbaa series is so funny. I watched that till I was like 15. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got some other questions that I've been
Okay.
pulling from chat as we've been going along. Rick,
Yeah.
would you live stream Red Dead 2? Maybe. I've been wanting to play the Red Dead series for a long time.
I bet you would really enjoy it.
I probably would. I must finish The Witcher 3 before Cyberpunk comes out.
It's very open world, though.
I thought you finished The Witcher 3.
Well, I did, but I'm on the DLC.
Yeah,
Okay.
And the DLC is like 60 hours long.
Gotcha.
So
each.
yeah. Well, it's more like 30 and 60. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a heck of a game, The Witcher. let me tell
Depends
you.
how much Gwent you play.
I've played all the Gwent. There's
So
literally
it's
no more
60 and
Gwent for me to play. Although, in this newest DLC, you get like a manor,
Yeah.
a vineyard, and your butler in there, like you can go up to him and play Gwent with him at any time, and he has every single like Gwent deck in the game, so you could play Gwent forever if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Good.
As far as actually getting rewards for Gwent, I have done everything there is to do.
You've 100%ed it.
Yeah. We had a question from Bense. What kind/type of Star Wars movie or TV series would you like to see in the future? That hasn't already been announced.
They pretty much give me what I want.
I mean, I would like to see some of the Knights of the Republic storylines adapted to a larger audience, even though they're huge games. Maybe something like a television show about Knights of the Republic storyline would be cool.
I mean, George's original idea to do
Or
a Star
a
Wars
trilogy
Underworld.
movies.
Like
Yeah.
George wrote all, him and some other guy. They wrote a ton of scripts. Some of the stuff about it has been leaked out. Sounds amazing. So I would love for that to see a lot of day.
yeah.
Mine
Takes place between.
would be the Jedi Apprentice books.
Oh, those are great. Yeah.
You know, it'd be crazy to do, but like, I don't know if they could do it. Just do a new Clone Wars story, but it's a live action movie with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen just playing. Who cares if they're older and shit? It's just an original Clone Wars story with those guys. Just one thing. Make it a movie. I'd watch
Dave
it.
Filoni directs it. Writes
Yeah.
it. Oh,
That would be
great.
amazing.
That would be great.
Have
Yeah.
Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka. You know,
Yeah.
Live action.
who gives a shit that the ages all over the place?
Yeah.
Who cares? Sam Jackson comes in. He's 80. I love it. You know, just do it. Why not? Just have fun.
Well,
it was gonna be like
I
you're
love
too
that.
old. No,
Well,
one's
one
gonna
thing
do
about
that.
Arrested Development, they just don't care.
Yeah, who gives a
These
shit?
guys are older, but we don't care because this is what the fans want.
Yeah.
They look much older, but they're supposed to be like right after this last season.
It'd be the same with me if Firefly ever came back. Like they're all a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
older. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Oh,
care.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get you. Same.
I mean, it's just some guy came up like, well, actually, they're too old to be playing them now. I'm gonna slap his face.
slap the glasses off them.
I had that whole thing earlier about like true Star Wars fans. He's not in.
Yeah.
Gotta get him out of here.
He's going to hell. Man.
That one guy.
Yeah, no gatekeeping, Eric. Except for that guy.
This is a question that's not for me necessarily, but who would you guys cast as the next Doctor and Companion?
Ooh. Who would make? I feel like I answered this question. I had a great fucking answer, and I forgot. Who'd be a good Doctor?
Idris Elba.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah. You should leave on that. It's a good one.
You tripped over your mic cable.
Do you think Benedict Cumberbatch would be a good Doctor? Yes.
It's probably too close to Sherlock.
Is it?
And Strange.
The guy that plays Fitz on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's amazing. He'd be a good Doctor. Let him do it.
I would like to see Hugh Laurie as the Doctor.
I would love to see Hugh Laurie as the Doctor.
That'd be pretty good.
I think that would be all right.
Yeah. Ian something from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would be good too.
And then I don't know what a companion is. The only one I watched the companion was a robot dog.
K9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the companion needs to be like something we've never had before, like Robbie Coltrane.
I mean, that would be amazing.
like Kane from WWE.
Holy shit.
like someone completely that you never had as a companion, like the Big Show.
Who's the girl that plays 11? I think she'd be a good companion.
Oh, Millie Bobby Brown?
Millie Bobby Brown would be good. Yeah. Like Brad Pitt, but like really Brad Pitt.
Like actually
Not
Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt playing some guy that lives in London. Like Brad Pitt gets picked up by the Doctor and goes on an adventure as Brad Pitt.
So it's like Ocean's 13 with Julia Roberts.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm sure you've answered this question before, but how did you come up with the Blind Wave logo?
Oh, the logo? It's a wave inside of an eye, which are usually done up, associated with blindness. Really. No, it was just like, well,
stuff.
The eye is the easiest thing to put in the logo, and then it was just about making a pupil out of a wave. So.
Do you guys use Patreon for any other creators?
Yeah, I do. Actually, kind of a funny story is one time we came to work, and the Normies had become a sponsor.
Yeah.
On our Patreon, which is the $250
a month
thing, so that we had to shout out to them at the end of our videos.
Every single video until they chose not to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And we were like, God damn it, what are we gonna do? So what we did was we subbed to them for $251.
We are not petty at all.
And they had to say our name at the end of their videos and not just show it, depending on their tier structure. So it was like a little ribbing at each other. So really what was happening is they were giving us money. We were giving it right back plus $1.
Yeah.
Just to stunt.
And we both just annoyed each other.
So we supported the Normies for technically $1, but got the perks of their highest perk.
Technically more than that because Patreon takes its cut too.
Exactly.
Well, true, yeah.
But, yeah. For Blind Wave, before Patreon took it over, there was a guy that made the Patreon connection API thing that allowed the website to cross over. So that was on Patreon. I used to be a patron of this not YouTuber, before YouTube, but he was called the Spoony One, Noah Antweiler.
Okay.
He was he came out of that class of that guy with the glasses and the angry video game nerd and stuff.
Yeah.
He was my favorite of those. I don't know if I'm doing any right this second. I've done quite a few Kickstarters, but not a lot of patrons.
Sure. Yeah. We work in entertainment all day, every day, that when I go home, I don't think about, I don't I don't have a whole lot of creators I really go to, but in the ones that I do, they generally it's just free content that I check out,
Yeah.
And for Giant Bomb, they didn't have Patreon, they had their own subscription service, and I also did that for Tested for a little while as well.
But I should say, even though, a lot of people watch on YouTube later and stuff, we appreciate everybody that supports us. But, it is important to, if you like things like Blind Wave or just other people that, aren't us or reaction channels or something, if you like something, the model of entertainment these days is becoming more and more giving it to you for free. And if you like it, compensating later and in some kind of support. So
voluntarily.
If you find yourself man, I've watched Blind Wave for an hour every day for the last 2 years, it might be one of those things where it's hey, I might give them $1 a month.
Yeah. I mean,
and not even use the perk just to do it.
Not just YouTube channels, but freemium is everywhere.
Exactly.
From Spotify to mobile games to everything.
We need to figure out microtransactions.
The expectation is,
I don't think that would go over well.
I think so.
Would you like to see the next 10 minutes of reaction footage?
Oh, that'd be great. We should do that.
Appear in Blind Wave Twitch to get Blind Wave bucks, and then
Yeah.
you spend Blind Wave bucks to get more reaction footage.
The outrage that I just felt like well up in my phone.
Yes.
My phone just died and turned off. Like, it's what happened. That's why my phone died, because they're trying to protect me from like people like, no, what a terrible idea.
As if a million souls
Yeah.
cried out at once.
Yeah, we
and were
just-
suddenly silenced.
Dude, we need to sell Blind Wave to EA, and we'll find great ways to make money.
They're the experts.
Yeah. Our fans will be rewarded by how much they can pay to love us.
Pay to- Pay to love.
Instead, the man recommends a nude calendar.
A nude calendar. We have a nude calendar of Markiplier around here
Well,
somewhere.
it ran out.
Oh, man. Just
Yeah.
not enough
Dababa
nudity.
was very disappointed.
The Bob
Gotcha.
took that home.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it was almost nude.
Yeah.
Almost.
It was
Yeah.
tasteful nudes.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, that one where
What are you
he was.
looking at? You're staring at me. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Is this conversation not engaging, Shane?
No, I was just thinking about I was just thinking about that calendar. How much I liked it.
Oh, okay.
There was something else too. A lot of people brought up in Discord. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay.
It's something about chicken and Popeyes.
Oh.
Is it the
It's the Popeye chicken versus the
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A chicken war,
Yeah,
which
there's like a Twitter thing going on or
yeah,
something.
it's
Which is actually really funny because
Yeah.
our Popeyes is directly across the street from our Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A.
in
Yeah,
Vienna.
Yeah. I don't know why it's happening. Honestly, this is probably just fantastic marketing for both of them.
Well,
and
yeah.
they're encouraging this, and
There was an article. Let me try to find it here about.
Popeyes ran out of chicken or something, didn't they?
Well, basically, it accounted to like $21 million in free advertising.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, when these kind of things happen, just everybody needs to be aware that like sometimes this is planned.
Yep.
Like they have viral strategies for these kind of things.
Let's have 3 or 4 huge influencers
Yeah.
say, I think Popeyes is better, and then
Yeah.
retweet, no, I think Chick-fil-A is better.
Yeah.
And then
But-
people do challenges like
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes chicken.
Yeah, and while I say that, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, Wendy's has like the best social media in the world.
Fuck yeah, they
Like,
made
they
made
go
Mario
hard.
Maker
I've never-
levels.
Yeah.
Well, I played the level, but Aaron
Yeah.
has made me aware of some of their funny tweets or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever is running their program is like, it's not even that professional, but it's so great. Like it's
Well, it's
That's
like,
why you like it, though, right?
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
the SpaceX guy,
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He hired a guy who makes memes to run his social media.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that's just the
Smart.
mindset that you have to have.
It's smart.
It's great.
Dude,
I'm
I could title our videos so much worse than I do.
Oh yeah,
And we'd probably get twice as many views. But I'm like, I can't do it.
it's clickbait.
I know.
Put some like red circles and arrows.
And arrows and shit,
no,
pointing at like women with like doing this, How'd they react?
Or just like spoil things in the thumbnail.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah, which can get kind
Ugh.
of crazy.
Ugh.
I'm repulsed by the very notion.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to read out donations and redemptions.
It's that time.
So let's do so. Agent J resubscribed for 11 months.
Agent J, thank you for the resubscription.
Thank you. And for the frequent treat streams.
Indeed.
Townsend, 27 months. Whoa, that's like almost 28 months.
You are right, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Lano Games, 18 months. 2 Blind Wave babies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lana.
It's got to be a little longer than that. You can't go 9 months and then 9 months.
Yeah.
There's a little grace period there.
It could have been. It could have been twins.
Yeah, but then it'd just be 9 months.
Well, maybe it's Andy Dwyer twins.
So Wiz, 9 months. 9 months. Woohoo!
9 months. Thank you,
Thank you.
Blindwave Bibber.
Thank you.
Top screen, 100 bits.
Yeah.
Thank you, top screen.
Thank you, top screen.
Gustavo Bruno, 500 bits.
Gustav.
Thank you.
Hilding, 97, 200 bits. Weekly Loving, yes!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hilding.
Splatoony Looney, 100 bits.
Great name.
Thank you, Splatoon.
Thank you.
He's he's on my Witcher streams as well.
Nice.
Ah.
Cool.
Bojangles, 1100 bits.
Thank you,
Whoa,
Bojangles.
thank you, Bojangles.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bo.
He also gifted 7 subs.
Woo.
Jangles.
Wow.
Thanks.
Well, thank you and congrats to the people that got subs.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shire folk subscribed.
Thank you,
very much.
Shire
Thank you.
folk.
I always love seeing.
Loving you, hobbits.
I love all subscribers,
Mhm.
but I also love seeing first timers.
Oh,
yeah.
as well,
yeah.
you know. Night Owl Lenny, 50 bits. Would you guys ever react to music/music videos?
I personally wouldn't.
Well,
Um,
you'd be missing half of it.
True, because I'm deaf in one ear. Thank you.
Well, I mean, like
yeah.
some music tracks
No.
are mixed.
It's true. Yeah. I personally wouldn't, just because it's not really in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
There are some great reactors that just do music. I said it before,
Yeah.
but there's a channel called Lost in Vegas. If you guys haven't seen it,
I've heard of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. I love. There's these two guys that mainly like they like hip hop and rap, and now they just like they're listening to country for the first time or Metallica for the first time, and some of the videos are great.
There are a few I could see doing, like
Yeah.
the Randy Savage rap album,
Sure.
for example.
Okay.
Would be high up on my
Yeah.
list of seeing what your guys' reaction to it is.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron have talked about that. My thing is like the copyright. If you're just listening to a bunch
Well,
of music,
mainly what you do. There's also some great channels that are like voice or dialect coaches, very much like Legal Eagle Rick, where they have an expertise in something and then they examine it.
Sure.
But what you would do is you would just listen until you get to the point where you need to talk about something. For me though, when it comes like a reaction video and the format we do, like I love, the conversations about the thing.
Yeah.
Trying to guess or theorize about stuff. You can't really do that for songs. Like, what's going to happen in the next, Inner Sandman?
Yeah.
Like nothing, because it's not going to be another one, But I can see it. It's just, for me, it's not something that I'm like, oh, yeah, we could definitely do that. Or I should say, it's not something I have a lot to say about,
Sure.
personally.
true.
me and Aaron talked about it'd be fun, but there'd be so much music I love that I couldn't react to because I know it.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like either I like music or I don't like it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Like, there's some people that are, like, reacting to Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time. I'm like, yeah, right, come on.
Yeah.
You-
Everybody's
heard that.
I feel like everybody's heard it.
Yeah.
but
I bet my mom
Like
has
when
it.
your soul was put into
Everyone-
your body, they tell you that first.
Everyone
You hear
all
that
along the
first.
Ohio River heard Bohemian Rhapsody.
Exactly.
oh yeah,
One night in
fuck
Wake
yeah,
County.
they did.
There's also one of those things where, like, after music video reactions, there's not a whole lot of discussion afterwards. It's kind of just like, oh, that was good or that was bad, and we're done. Even though there's some people that do go deep into lyrics and
Like, I could
sound
go
structure
frame
and
by
stuff.
frame of like the Smooth Criminal music video,
Yeah.
and like talk about all the crazy stuff that's happening in that.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah,
I think there's some exceptions.
yeah. It would be, I think, like in the same vein as like a trailer reaction, where because they're about
Sure.
2-3
like
minutes.
deep dives
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could talk about Bob Dylan lyrics
Hmm.
all day,
Sure,
all day,
all day.
and be a happy man
Yeah.
doing it.
You do that, I'll do Metallica's One.
My friends and I used to talk
Ooh.
about like what he's because now there's like songmeaning.com. But before all that shit, we used to go, what does the song mean? And we would look at all the verses and go, he's talking about a girl. No, he's not talking about a girl. He's talking about his childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I
If
mean?
you wanted to go real deep, you had to pull out the thing from the CD, open it up to the lyrics that are in a special font that you can't read half of it.
yeah.
Yeah, right?
Maybe Gorillas, that'd be good. Love Gorillas.
Gorillas.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Go back to my list, which is over here. Brendan, subscribe for 11 months.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you, Brendan.
Night Owl Lenny with 200 bits.
Thank you, Lenny.
I've kind of felt like a fake Blind Wave fan for a while now because I've never seen the Star Wars movies. But I just started watching Star Wars some weeks ago and have only watched 3 movies so far, but already I can say that I'm a huge fan. I love it. Hype.
Okay. All right.
Told her to start watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost disowned her
Yeah.
until the last sentence. So we're good.
No,
Yeah.
she hasn't made it a secret before. She's brought it
Yeah.
up seldom
Okay.
because it
Well, I
does
just meant,
bring
like-
a great amount of rebuke.
I didn't know, like, I started watching them, and then I could go one of two ways.
Sure.
The right way or the wrong
And
way.
the devil.
And the gated way.
Lucifer.
And the darkness.
She also gave another 50 bits saying, my dog looks like Yoda.
Oh, good.
I can kind of see that. Beef. Kind of see
You
that.
should dye him green.
If he was
with
green,
little
I could
black lines
he's
on his
got
head.
this wrinkly forehead and big
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Splatoony Looney with another 100 bits.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Splatoony Looney.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I am Riff Dash 100 bits.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Thank you.
That's an awesome name.
Splatoony Looney with another 100.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
Good
Thank
loony. Loony.
Ranting is always fun has resubscribed for 10 months.
Thank you, Ranting.
Thank you, ranting.
Thank you.
Bojangles with 400 bits. The Dream Convo was top tier Blind Wave podcast material. Thank you guys.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
you very much for the bits also.
Alex B, 300 bits, heading to work. Have a great podcast, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Alex.
you,
Thank
Alex.
you, Alex. Hopefully you have a good shift.
T-Bone, 8 months. Thanks for reminding me to resub. Ha ha ha.
George, welcome.
George Costanza, thank you.
Alex the Great gifted a sub.
Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Dr. Robitussin has resubscribed for 15 months. You guys should watch Gantz Zero on Netflix sometime. Trust me, you will not regret it. Loving the content from you guys. Like always, much love, much respect. Keep up the amazing work. I've seen some Gantz before. I don't
Gantz.
remember which one it was. It's an anime.
Gantz
It's
Zero.
Gantz, right?
Gantz.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Gantz.
I've heard of it.
Gantz.
I've seen. Very good. I've seen the cover art for it, but I've never watched it.
Yeah.
There's some
man.
numbers in this name that is going to be leet speak, but my brain is not doing the conversion at this point.
Okay, I don't speak it. I didn't take that as elective.
7 is a T, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sataratar. Something has subscribed.
Satar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the same word twice. Satar, I believe.
Yes, what Calvin said. Tyrone tipped $1. Love you guys.
Thank
Tyrone.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Splatoony Looney with another 200
Oh,
bits.
wow. Geez.
Splatoonie Looney.
Thank you, Looney.
Night Owl Lenny with 100 bits. When are you guys going to start selling Blind Wave phone cases? We need it. At least I do.
That'd be good. Aaron has one.
We
Aaron-
ordered
yeah.
some test prints.
Yeah, we ordered a proof,
Yeah, we just never.
but
Never got it. I don't know what happened to that.
I don't know.
How
Huh?
long ago was that?
no,
a
Aaron,
while
Aaron
ago.
has it.
Oh, that's the one that Aaron has.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the proof that we got, but I don't know if we
Yeah.
ever. So they didn't have a whole lot of options as far as
Yeah.
phones on the printing site, so I don't
Yeah.
think we ever really went through with it.
Maybe we can revisit
Something to revisit.
We
Yeah,
need to make
definitely.
a sticker for people that have like the Macintosh laptops or whatever they're called.
Mhm.
Like, so you can put it as a blind wave white one. That'd be cool.
I like
Ooh,
it.
yeah, that'd
Thank
be
you.
really good.
Humongous Tuna, 35 bits. A guy on the last Airbender subreddit got a chance to work on the Netflix adaptation. He
Woo.
shared some images and descriptions of what they're working on. It was
Okay.
VFX stuff, and that's in Discord. I don't know if you guys want to see it.
Okay,
It's a lot of green screen.
Is it leaked material? I don't want to see leaked material.
Yeah, neither do I.
I believe that the guy working on it posted it in Reddit. I don't
Okay.
know if he was allowed to do that.
That's the thing. Like, I don't mind those kind of things. I think they can be very interesting, but I don't want to like feature them or support them on the channel if they're not meant to be seen.
Yeah.
That looks bad on us.
And then the last one I have is from Charles, who did 100 bits. Sup, can't wait till you guys get into the really good parts of Hunter x Hunter. It's going to be one of your favorite shows.
I get excited when people say that because I currently really like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, me too. I
And
feel like
people
this
are
is.
yeah, you guys gotta get through the shit, then you'll like it. You know? I'm
I
like,
feel like this is Black Sails all over again.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Then we have some redemptions, which are always like 2 pages down further than the other stuff. We only have two slaps. One from Garrick Loran.
Okay.
Shane slap Eric for pulling a Calvin when he told you that you were wrong about the Jedi Temple Guard's lightsabers during the Rise of Skywalker reaction.
Yes, I was wrong. I technically was wrong about that. We didn't want to talk about Rebels too much because Calvin was there. But go ahead. Good
And
solid one.
then Swagdoor slap Eric for calling Arthur a mole
What?
and not
He's-
following
It's
the
closely
rule
related.
of alliteration. Doesn't say who.
Arthur the
Shane,
Aardvark.
You're there. Do the deed.
Shane called his sister a chimp.
That's
I don't
true.
get to slap him.
No, we should slap.
Ow! You slapped my eye.
We should definitely slap Shane for calling his sister a
Dude.
chimp.
Your middle finger went into my eyeball.
It was my. This one.
Whatever it was,
disappointing.
it went right into my eye. It pressed against it. It really hurts.
I'm sorry.
Well, Eric is now one-eared and one-eyed.
Yep.
And that's going to do it for the Blind Wave podcast. If you want to
Okay.
check it live, it is every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, we're going to be streaming at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a Friday, for those checking this out later.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're streaming.
You know what? Now
Nobody
that
knows yet.
Now that I've been slapped, we need to stop this, okay? Because these people think that because I get slapped, they get the last word. No! I'm going to find them. I'm going to slap them. I'm with Aaron now. No more slaps.
My mom thinks I'm special. Resub for 26 months.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
everybody.
Love everybody.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Love your boy.